resilience in the fold. Hedge pressure rising, the charts are bold. DD bands rapping, stories untold. Flying with rockets through the AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade hold never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings spinning on their cloud. Flying with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Treading air, the pulse ascending. Mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with a rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with her AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, checking the charts. Midnight glory. Sanctuary in all its blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Well, hello friends, welcome to the live stream. Hello everybody. Somebody said Fridays are lame, Mondays are the best. For trading. It can be that way. Fridays tend to be sometimes crazy. Now we're back to old quad witching again now, isn't it? Then we have single stock futures came back. I don't know if they're back yet, but CME Group is picking that up. They basically got rid of single stock futures in 2021. But then I read something the other day that CME Group was bringing them back. Are they back yet? Are they still in talks? How's that go? Y'all might know better than I do. Either way, witching days are always fun. They always look crazy. Ooh, TPT today. Yes. TPT giveaway. MFFU giveaway. Lucid giveaway. Well, it's Friday. We're celebrating today. All right. Wow. Okay. 4 giveaways today. Celebrating the million challenge. I'm at the halfway mark. Just in case you're just tuning into the stream, as you guys know, I made an announcement a couple days ago. After the Fed meeting, I was completely convinced that this market was toast. So instead of risking, you know, the challenge being beat up by a Trump tweet, as you guys know, I decided to withdraw everything but $200,000 to leave it in there. And then we're sitting here back at the 270 mark because I had a big day yesterday. And I'm up also another, so it's up like 50K or whatever yesterday. And then I'm up another 30K today or whatever it is. So now I'm at 270. So I essentially withdrew everything from the account, made the announcement in Discord when I was doing it. And that's it. A couple more announcements. The prop scoring website beta goes live on Monday. On Monday, those of you that are Rocket Scooter, and I'm also currently short 5 contracts in NASDAQ on this retrace. I was short last night and I went to bed and I was like kicking myself. I'm like, dude, I want to short this. I want to wake up this morning with hundreds of points of drop. And I was excited to do that. And then I just didn't engage. Kicking myself for it because my thesis yesterday, I was screaming at you guys. I'm like, this market's toast. We are going down. We are going down. We're going to have a really down day. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, we're going to break MHP. And then, so like when I went to bed, it was probably like about here. I was like, yeah, we're just taking MHP. Well, I'd love to short just in case we break it. Didn't do it though. That's all right. Yeah, it's all right. We're back into what yesterday's bear territory was on monthly maps. We're toast 66, 66. I'm just risking a little bit just in case we open. If we open and fill the gap, I'd love to short it back down here. I don't think this turns into a, I don't think this turns into the day that rallies. I think that this day turns into the day that, so that we're close to the open. Like I said, I'm betting on negative resilience. So I've got 475, so it's about 100 points of difference. Probably about 10K in the hold, the 30 if I'm wrong, and it goes to there, and I'll just hit it with like freaking 20 accounts. 20 accounts, 20 contracts. So a couple of announcements. Back to what I was saying is the beta is going to go live on Monday for you guys to finally play at the prop scoring website. That should be good to go. We are officially live and go charting. You can rock Scooter Tools there. Now it's, again, we're going through the motions of getting you can't get them there, but I can. So we're going through the motions of getting the payment and subscription license set up so that you can access them there. That's like the last couple steps, but it is live there in all its glory and it looks pretty fantastic. So let me get over here and onboarding for me with them is going to be Monday. I'm also going to be on a stream with those guys probably every Friday or every other Friday. Go Charting is a competitor to the TradingView. It's currently now the new COO is the old CEO of TradingView. So it's kind of a better version of that kind of software. It's online web-based charting. It's got an app. You can connect to Rhythmic, CQG, Ninja, all the stuff, trade all your props in one place. And they're basically building it around props. So it's kind of like TradingView with a prop themed focus. We're getting it on the ground floor. I think it's the next big thing. Anywho, more on that later. What else was I going to say? Can I show it to you guys? Let me show you guys some of the... Yeah, let me show you guys some graphics from it. I have to go through and I just have some graphics of like, this is not with the colors changed, but on their platform, it's going to be so we send the data over via API, and then you get the liquidity maps, zones, MHP. It's not color coded yet, but so I get to go in there and on Monday meet with them and talk about it. Pretty cool. So with a platform like that, you can buy data from them directly, which is going to simplify the process for you guys. They have a mobile app. You can trade all your props from it. You can trade your live account from it. So you can basically trade in the same platform that's using Rocket Scooter. And you'll also be able to buy your data from there, so you don't have to do like go around and get data from AMP and all that. What time is my stream? I only stream in the mornings these days. So I go from 8:30 in the morning until noon 30. Then I cut out and go to my funded TV. Good morning from north of Dallas. What's up, man? What's up, Kurt? Fellow Texan and everyone else here. Good morning to all of you. Kale, Gabe, Charlie. Time to scoot. Bourbon. Kevin, Market Vision. What's up? Dr. VJ. Hi, all. What's up, Oscar? What's up, Blackout? Duarte, what's up? Hello, Madeline. Prophet Hideout, Scott. Rondi Serrano, good morning. Thank goodness it's Friday. Yep, feeling good. Feeling good about it. Ali, what's up, Scott? What's up, Xcrypt? Good morning. Lucas, everyone else. Did I get some grass? I did. Oh man, I got heat exhaustion yesterday. I didn't. I just went out and I just basically. So they didn't really properly like grade the sod that they put down because there was a low spot right in front of where I just planted a garden. Like I put this little garden right by the side of the house. It just has like 5 things growing in it, like oregano and rosemary. So this is what I cook with, right? And then when we were watering the grass there, or watering the dirt there while we were building that garden, Idoc's mom was just like watering everything, and it just like pulled up, and it was winter time, and there was like no sun, and the grass just died and became this like little mud pit there. So I was determined. I told her, I was like, let's just hire somebody to do it. I'm getting bored. And then I was like, if I do it myself, it'll only cost $30 really. It's just get some sod, get some sand, got a level. So I was like, I'll just do it myself. And I went and we got some grass. I got everything I needed. I got some topsoil and some sand, and I did like a little 50-50 blend. And then I just basically like picked up all the old sod, threw the sand down, and then, like basically I tilled like, first couple inches of it, and then I just basically laid the sand down, and then I kind of patted it a little bit. I was sitting there with the level, like measuring. I'm like, okay, it's grading exactly the way I want it, 2-degree slope, and threw the sod down. And by the end of it, I was just like completely just headache, dehydrated. I didn't realize I was out there for like 3 or 4 hours in the freaking Texas sun. I get so determined to do something, I just forget. So after that, I came in, I was like laying down, slamming Gatorades and just chilling. So now my backyard has brand new grass, which is nice. There's a little, like half of it was that Pickle wouldn't even go there and pee. The little pee patch that's next to the seating area that I always showed you guys when I was building that. So that's good. And plus we have white furniture, white couches and everything. So like Pickle running indoors with like muddy paws all the time. Why is my MHP different? Hold on, let me double check. It changes every single day. Hold on. Futures historic liquidity maps are now in production. So we'll be able to load historic liquidity maps on futures now. If you go to a 15-minute chart, another announcement, they should pop up. We'll see. Maybe I need to refresh. Oh, there it is. Beautiful, guys. Oh my God. Yes. That's incredible. Yep. So now it's fully done. Next step is the backtesting module, which I'm excited about. Like super excited about. You got horrible heat exhaustion yesterday playing tennis in 95-degree weather. Dude, it's crazy how quick it catches up to you. I didn't even notice, and I didn't even take a break either. I was literally, because we took our car, and then we just loaded up with the sod, and I got 25 square feet. And then I got, the sand and everything. So I'm like, I go to the backyard, I'm scooping up all the old dirt, putting it in trash bags, wheeling that wagon outside, lifting it up in the trash can. So I was doing a lot of heavy lifting too. So about 4 trips to get all the old grass up and get all the mud out, and then carrying the sand and the dirt back there and carrying the sod back there. It was probably like 6-7 trips, lifting, dropping, and then I didn't realize, and then I hadn't even started the work, and then I'm just like, I was also like looking at the market, trying to trade and stuff. I was like, oh man, I want to short the shit out of this. We had a huge pop at the end of the day, so I was like, I'm gonna short some of this. I did a little bit of trading on that little drop there, but like I was doing the work right in here, so I was like, maybe I should short again. And then I made something there, and then I tried to short again, then I closed out. Then I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll short when the market opens, which I did, which is that. And then I was like, oh no, this is NetNot, Yahoo started talking, and so he's definitely still alive, but people still think he's AI. I don't know. But when that happened and the market just, I was like, nah, expiration Friday. There's no way that that's going to flip the direction. We're going to certainly be back down to here. So that is my goal, to be short from this little pop from the close. We're here. I'm pulling it down. Even if we run right up to hedge pressure, I don't think that this is the day that hits this and keeps going. It could be. I don't really feel it. As a matter of fact, let me chill on this one. I didn't move Lance to the optimal pickle P place. Oh yeah, I installed Crimson Desert yesterday. So, well, I had pre-installed it, but I finally got it loaded up. I didn't get a chance to really. I turned it on for like 5 minutes and played with the graphics settings. I didn't get that far into it, but apparently it's getting mixed reviews from people. I'm a big fan of Black Desert Online. I played that for a couple of years. So people were like, the combat's really hard. That kind of game is like that. It's like Terra, if you ever played Terra, or if you played Black Desert Online. It's a fighting game in an RPG. So their whole thing is like, it's kind of like playing a fighting game like Street Fighter. You literally have thousands of combos and moves you can learn how to do. So I think it's exciting because I like BDO. Did you guys, anybody here play Black Desert Online? It's completely different than a random MMO. So like you can do, you have an attack and then shift attack and then control attack and then hit both buttons at once. E, control E, shift E, they all do different things. It's literally like playing Street Fighter. Tekken, yeah. BDO was great the first year. Oh yeah, and I was a sorceress, so I was completely like a finesse class, which is such like a showboaty sort of class to play. That's pretty good at it too. You're literally like fighting somebody one-on-one, and it's all about like countering moves and iframes and all that stuff. So when I started like looking at everything, and I was like, it's like Pearl Abyss made this, what's the combat like? It's got to be like BDO, because BDO was like the same thing. It was Black Desert Online. It was like this game built around this giant desert, and so Crimson Desert is this game built around this giant vast thing. So your sorcerers, yeah, with the scythe, yeah. And this totally was like a pay-to-win, Korean MMO. So basically, you're just grinding your ass off all the time. Repetitive grinding. I should play Red Dead Redemption 2. That's my favorite. That's like my favorite game, dude. I rank that as probably like the best game to probably come out since maybe Halo. Red Dead 2 is like an ultra masterpiece. As far as games go, it's just perfectly made. I mean, every detail. Rockstar is so good at detail-oriented games. They think of everything when it comes to a game. I mean, every little detail. Nothing's overlooked. Like when you can feed a dead body to the pig pen, the pigs eat it to destroy the evidence so that the cops don't see it. Like the stuff that they think of in that game. What's the plan? Today I'm gonna short at the close. I have a small short if we open. We're way into bear zone. We are gonna probably be DD ratio less than half again, and basically wherever the top of the pocket is, I'm gonna yank it down. This fell and is somehow retracing probably to open. My biggest fear of being wrong today is that this goes to here and does this and then goes to there. My bet is that we stay on this trajectory and we somehow slam to there. So I want to get like -5 here and we get like -15 there. I really want to hit it hard. Bet that we close lower. We're below MHP. I'm betting that we're staying below it. That's it. Straight Path of Exile. I have it. I have it in my wish list. I haven't bought it though. Crimson Desert currently downloading your PC. Don't be alarmed if it holds up at 98% and takes another 2 hours, because mine did that. But that was last night when everybody was downloading it. It was sitting there at 98%. I looked at it and I was like, all right. I looked at it again. I was like, wait, still 98%. It takes a while. Quadranging today. Fossil thesis altogether. There's so many puts for obvious reasons might get a pump. I don't think that the market is, it's possible that people could defend areas, right? So that things don't expire in the money. like essentially squeeze out all the longs, but also expire all the options. Very possible. This is also a day that people's true hand is shown. If you are rolling into the next month, right, your futures are expiring. Again, the committed of traders is showing that there's liquidation going on. If you go over here and see this, so I'm gonna pose the following thought to you guys. We are finally seeing liquidation on the asset manager side as of the last COT read, right? So people are gonna be liquidating futures. They have been because of the data. The Fed dropped the bomb on us, and the Fed basically acknowledged that the economic data is bad. Projections came out when they did, and they show, as you can see with the Fed, the distribution, this is December, the distribution of where all the members were voting where rates should be. You see how there's a lot of outliers. There's a lot of people at 2, 2.5, 3, 275. There's a small amount of people at 4. If you compare December to now for 2026, you can see that it's nice and condensed. There's no outliers down here. There's nobody at 4. So essentially everybody's sort of consolidating in the middle. The people that were like, we need to raise rates, they're a little more aggressive because of the long-term inflation is supposed to come down. But a lot of people that were extremely aggressive have also moved up. The distance that the rate hike camp has moved is really small. The distance that the rate cut camp has moved is really big. So this is seen as a worse, even though the average rate is expected to be about the same. The fact that most of the downside has drastically changed their opinion, and most of the upside has changed their opinion small. This is seen as worse monetary policy. More people are believing fewer rate cuts is necessary. So it's a mindset thing. And it comes with the data that they put out, right? And the data they put out was that the projections that came through in December were like, September we're okay. December was like, we're in the best economy we've ever been in. And then we're like, but stock market's selling off. What's up? And the data's coming through and it's not that good. And then their new projections in March have shown the true face of the economy. They underestimated these inflation targets and drastically increased their belief for 2026. So they came through and were like, yep, we got it wrong. So really, we're going to be up a little bit more than we thought. Unemployment rate unchanged. GDP, they still think GDP is going to be higher than expected, which is very interesting. The Fed believes we're about to spur some growth here. And again, the GDP growth rate, the real growth rate is slowing. It's 0.9%, which means we're basically flat on the GDP curve. We're not going to get a 2% yearly growth for 2026. We're almost halfway through it. I don't know where they're getting their opinions about this and why it's differing from the real numbers, but all I can get from the clues of what Powell was saying was basically the effects of tariffs are a one-time gig. It's probably going to be, it's going to come in and go out. But they underestimated how long it was going to take for that to happen. That's why December was so optimistic. I've given you guys the same analogy every single time. Buy a TV from Costco, it's going to cost you a certain amount of dollars. But Trump throws tariffs on every single component that goes into building that. People at Costco aren't going to see that price change tomorrow. It's going to take you depleting Costco's inventory and then them depleting their inventory and then them making a new order and the order coming through possibly with tariffs baked in and they raise their prices. It takes, there's a logistical loop you got to go through to where they have to make new orders at the manufacturing level, which where the tariffs are applied. And then you see it at the checkout. We're finally starting to see it 6-7 months later, which makes all the sense in the world. Why in December they're so quick to make strong decisions about the economy? Like, well, the way we're seeing it, the tariffs, seems like the companies aren't passing through the tariffs to consumers like we thought they would. I was like, bro, it's September, man. Chill the fuck out. Like I used, you know, Powell's really smart at this, but I mean, anybody will know that you're going to be, it could be a year. Who knows how long it takes to deplete inventory? 3 months. You always assume at least 3 months because that's how inventory cycles are typically done with large retailers. 3 months, maybe 6 months, may not even see it. They may have warehouses that are already stocked with inventory. So, you know, the idea that we're in March and we're starting to see the effects of tariffs and inflation finally, it makes sense. This is kind of normal, but the Fed omitted that from their original projections, and now they're realizing it. But the thing is that the long-term goal hasn't changed. They still think Powell was like, it's still a one-time thing. It needs to just pass through. Once it passes through, everything's fine. So in September, October, his whole thing was, well, we're not seeing it. It didn't happen. It's crazy that the the companies have kind of not passed the cost on the consumers. And you're like, but okay, I guess. Then earnings come out, and then every single company last earnings quarter, for the most part, we're crushing earnings expectations. How do you do that if you're absorbing the tariffs? That specifically in January told you, or January, February, that literally told you they're passing it through. If they were absorbing the tariffs, they would completely being clobbered at those earnings reports, would come out missing estimates, right? So the earnings came out and companies were beating earnings estimates, and we popped, and then Wall Street sold it off. It tells you Wall Street understands, underneath it. Call their buddy over at whatever company. Hey man, heard you guys got tariffs, bro. We're gonna play golf this weekend, right? Yeah, we're gonna play golf. Cool, man. So what's going on with the tariffs? Just letting you know. Oh man, don't tell anybody, but dude, fuck the consumers, man. We're not gonna drop our stock price. We're passing it through. Oh man, thanks for the inside information. Good to know. We're gonna sell everything after your earnings report. Cool. I bet you everybody had that inside dig that companies are like, we're not absorbing this. And so the guess of the Fed was way off. And then he's kind of backpedaling this time by saying, well, we were off because there's like 14 or 19 different people making different models. We all do our own thing. And it's like, now he's like, well, we kind of got it off a little bit because tariffs are really just a one-time thing. And it's hard to guess the timing of it. And I'm like, you're not going to 6 months into it think, oh, it's okay, we're fine, we're in the clear. Give yourself at least a year or so for it to finally fully be realized. But he thinks it's a one-time thing. It's not going to happen again, which is why we're at 2% by 2028, which basically means the long-term policy isn't changing. The long-term policy is pretty much unchanged already. They believe that we're going to be at 3 to 3.25 the long haul, which means we get one rate cut this year, one rate cut next year, and no more ever again. Compared to the two, it's the same thing here. We were here, we're going to be here, and then long haul, we're there. So we're moving about 0.5 point total over the next infinity years so far. That's it. And that's where we are with the Fed. Because of that, the problem is the Fed acknowledged that the economic data was shit. And basically like, yeah, we really can't, we couldn't fathom the effect of the tariffs, but now we're seeing it. Now our inflation targets are revised up a little bit. And now we're getting the shitty economy, which hence to why I'm shorting the market again. In short, not that the channel we've been channeling in is over. This could close out very low and very swift and very damning today. This is starting the downtrend, and I said that after the Fed. And immediately after the Fed, just to prove to you guys that I said that, immediately that night, I sent out a message to you guys in Discord and said, I am, or maybe I sent it out in the morning, but after Wednesday night, I was like, nope, we're in for a very, very, very rough quarter. I'm going to withdraw everything from the account except $200,000, lock it in. That way I don't risk blowing up the account in one of those days where we just fall 1,000 points or something. Because now it's coming. We are not going to break the lows and keep going, especially today and especially next week. This is breaking to the downside, and it's breaking to the downside today. The Fed has doomed the economy, and if you don't see that, or doomed the stock market, you're not really paying attention. So every single pop is shortable going forward, and it's not the war, it's the Fed acknowledging that the data is bad. And Wall Street's going to know that the data is bad until the data comes in good, which means we are selling off until the next GDP. We're selling off until the next CPI. You guys smell what I'm stepping in. Let's just hear it in chat. You guys hear me? That's my plan thesis. Oh, you got something for me?
Green juice.
What's up? You guys hear it? You guys smell it?
Green juice and green matcha.
Y'all smell what I'm stepping in?
Poop.
That's my Jason Momoa from the Minecraft movie. You remember? Did you go see that with me when I went to see it?
Wrong girl.
No. I went with Gabriel. I don't know if you went with me.
What's that one? What movie?
The Minecraft movie.
Oh, I did. I did go with you.
That's what I'm saying.
For his birthday. Never
For his
mind.
birthday,
It
yeah.
was me.
Yeah. When he's like, you smell what I'm stepping in. That's my Jason Momoa impression. Forget it.
It was actually surprisingly hilarious. That movie.
It was really funny. If you like Jack Black, you'd like it.
Yeah. He was old in that movie. It made me realize how old I was, actually.
Yeah. Minecraft was before my time. Well, technically not before my time, but its popularity was before my time. I think it was invented in my time, but nobody played it.
But Minecraft?
Yeah.
No way.
It was an underground hit before it was like a massive thing. I know Minecraft probably came out when I was in high school, I think. It's that old. Hold on. Minecraft was created in not in college, I mean, not high school. When was it released? 2009. Yeah, like right when I got out of it is that old, yeah. But it didn't really get popular until like 5 or 10 years later.
2009 was.
Yeah.
So our escape room today, they sent us the email and I forwarded it to you.
Okay.
I can do it just to get the address to the.
Okay. So we're apparently walking a mile today.
But we could possibly, don't know. So, because we're sneakers. There's 3 parts to it. So, we'll take
45 minutes drive?
Yeah.
From here?
From here. Well, I don't know. They don't know where you're from. They just get factory, not the location. It's not here. But we're gonna have, whatever the case may be, we have to do it. It's the only, like, literally our only opportunity, only opening. Okay. They know about it? I'll tell them. Okay. So guys, there's like this pop-up escape room experience. I don't know if it's an escape room experience or not, but it's an interactive experience that's only here until the end of May. The moment that they opened up a month ago, every single slot, Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday, has been booked out from 8 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. And there's like an experience every clock hour, and I didn't know what it was. We know it's an escape experience. It's supposed to have opened close to the house, but apparently not. It's like a 3-part thing that takes place all over the city. And the first part of it is on the computer to unlock the location of the second part, which is somewhere we don't know. So anyways, somebody canceled at 1:30 today, and they contacted me and they're like, hey, there's 2 slots left until the end of May when we shut this thing down. Do you guys want it? And I'm like, yes, put us in. And I told Matt, I don't care what you're doing. 1 o'clock, we're out of here.
So this is the place that's ranked as the #1 escape room in the country. We went to it for my birthday. This is their new adventure, so.
Yeah. Well,
have you guys,
why it's like only for like a month.
Have you guys ever done escape rooms? So if you've never done an escape room and you're in the Houston area, you have to do the Strange Bird. It's by far the most unique, fun experience you'll do with your friends on a date, on whatever. There's nothing like it. And I can't even tell you what it's about because I don't want to spoil it.
I don't. Oh, yes, or the one that we. Because this one we have no idea. I don't know if it's an escape room or a story.
They do interact. They do escape rooms outdoors. There's companies that do it too.
Yeah.
It's like an outdoor. You're solving a crime or something, and you're going to these like places.
And the story is kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited.
So in Houston, it's called Strange Bird Interactive. Like if you've done regular escape rooms, you know, where you go in there, they lock you in the place, and you gotta figure out how to get out or whatever. This is different, but it's won awards, like national awards.
So yeah, I mean, you guys can look it up. It's a Strange Bird experience.
Yeah. And
it's like the gold something adventure. You'll see that there's nothing.
Give me a hug. No, I wanted to hug.
Oh.
Oh, we gotta get the market going.
Okay.
We got about 10 minutes.
Bye.
Give me a hug. What are you doing this morning? What are you doing this morning? Are you gonna be busy? A lot. Oh no, I was just asking. Okay. Do you need me to do anything with your car to clean it up or to move it or anything? Oh, okay. It's gonna be fun today. All right. Immersive, not interactive. Sorry, Strange Bird Immersive, whatever. Yeah, that's right. It's like not your traditional escape room. I can only say it like that. It's different to like many degrees. The way that they did it is just it's unbelievably cool. There's a huge wait list for it, but if you go on like online, you can see what it is. But they've done like a couple other things. It's like a group. It's like they're like an art theater production crew that do all kinds. So we went to like we've been to one other thing they've done, and this is the second thing that they've done that isn't an escape room. So we're gonna have like this thing is like, we'll send you an email, it'll unlock the first location, wear tennis shoes, and that's it. So this is kind of like an escape room, this other thing they're doing, but I don't really know much about it. We don't know. It just says bring tennis shoes, you'll probably be walking, you'll probably be driving, expect to drive 45 minutes, and like she said. So who knows? Yeah, if you get to Houston, man, it is such a cool experience, and it's like, there's nothing really like it. So I grew up playing Pac-Man on the old Ataris. Oh, heck yeah, dude. This sounds like the plot to the OA. I remember that show. Yeah, the Man from Beyond. Yeah, that's the one that it is, Jake. Yeah, that's the one we're talking about, the Man from Beyond. That's the one. Don't spoil it if you've done it. Yeah, that's the one that's considered, like, the year that it came out, it was ranked the #1, and there's like this escape room awards called Terpica. And then it was like the #1 ranked. It's constantly ranked in the top 10, top 5 in every category. So the reason it's cool, I can't tell you the reason it's cool, but from the moment you get there, the game is starting. So it's a little different than your average place. I'm an escape room like fan. That's why I'm opening one myself. So that's my next project at the end of the year. Anyways, back to this. You guys remember I was saying earlier, right? The Fed is sort of like confirmed that the economic data is getting worse because of the tariffs. That's all you needed to hear. Forget the war, forget anything else. Gold collapsed because of that news, right? Because if you're confirming inflation is going to be there, gold is a hedge against inflation, right? So the gold trade just died after the Feds started speaking. We understand why that came about. And this is the second gold crash we've seen since the first one. So gold dropped from 5,700, give or take, 56 something to 44. We rallied back up, and then gold, ever since the FOMC, we just fell from 5,000 to 45. So gold fell 10% off piggybacking off of Fed, and that's exactly what you'll see, right? It's sold into it, crash some more. So acknowledging inflation, obviously gold's going to be a thing. I had Bitcoin. I got to get oil on here really quick somewhere. VIX is still above our April triple B, which is here. So VIX is still in that weird spot. VIX is still pretty high. About 118 when it was at the close yesterday. So it's about to be above 100 still. My bet is we pop and drop, but maybe just because of expiration. This is triple witching, or I don't know if they brought single stock futures are back, then it's quad witching again. Not really sure the timing of that. I know the CME is making those again, or making those. There was another company that used to run those things. So we used to call it quad witching, and then 2021 it became triple witching again. And then earlier in the year, CME Group announced single stock futures. They're going to run it though, which is kind of cool because now you can trade your NVIDIA just with the tax breaks of futures, I guess. I don't know which companies are going to be having futures traded, but I said summer, cool. Technically still triple witching, I guess, until summer. But that'd be really cool to be able to finally trade stock futures, right? Again, like, the gold sell-off, gold being a hedge against inflation, right? And the Fed, oh, I'm sorry. I completely said that wrong. The long-term gold, the long-term inflation is not changing. So I completely, man, I sounded like an idiot that last. Forget what I said about gold. I'm merging two thoughts together. Gold, the longer-term inflation is not changing. The shorter-term inflation target is a hump. So this is what's like killing the stock market this quarter or two. The longer term isn't changing. Sorry, that's what crushed gold. My bad. Thanks for correcting me. I'm completely like halfway woken up here. So the fact is that the longer term goal is not showing further inflation, and Powell's comment said it's just a one-time thing is what tanked gold. In my opinion. You know, if inflation was continuously on the rise, then gold would continuously go on the rise to go with it. Are we still in VIX contango between the contracts? I believe so. I believe the forward contract is still in contango. So the gold thesis was literally that the long-term projections still show lack of inflation, and that Powell said the tariffs are a one-time thing, meaning that inflation's coming down over time. So the over time thing is what killed the gold trade. The inflation in the short period is what's killing the stock market. Yeah, thanks for correcting me because I wasn't paying attention. Now they thought about what I said. I completely was merging both those thoughts together. Not bad. You're on point. That's why you asked, because you were like, this doesn't sound right. I'm confused. Last night, massive SPY calls were placed way out of money when QQQ placed put options are in the money. Will that affect market direction? Last night, massive SPY calls are placed and are way out of the money. Probably somebody just selling out of the money calls, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a speculative bet that we don't rally. Somebody wants to buy in case it goes up for the quarter, probably as well. Hold on. So my first thought is that obviously the market is looking like it wants to like move up. My first thought is I'm going to take a mild short here. I've already up 30K for a mild short here to bet that we're here and down. So if we hit this, I'm going to hit it harder and drop it down. We didn't hit MHP. I'm sorry, we didn't hit DD band on S&P. And like I said, I'm firm. Like we are here. We're just undoing that news and we're back to where we started. So my belief is pretending like overnight didn't even happen. That basically we sold off to here and I'm betting that we sell off further and go lower. That this is a sell-off day. It obviously seems pretty expected that this is just sort of like wiggling its way back up to the open. We will be gapping down in about 5 minutes. We'll be opening up. We're gapping down 15 points. So we're going to have a pretty good spread on hedge pressure. I'm sorry, on resilience today. I do more analogies with the car and platform and tools. Okay. The overnight. Oh, did I not update my overnights? It's 24,700. Sorry. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. 24,700. Right here. And then 6660. Yeah. This would be completely alarming to me if this market turned around and rallied from here. I would be completely bewildered. Like I think that after the Fed, that this is taking us back down, whatever case may be. So remember I said yesterday, I'm looking for, this was like curving lower. I was looking for this to continue to curve lower. Like this was speeding up. And I think we need to get right back on point. 24,100. That's my thought. Maybe not today, but at least Monday. But again, if this rallies back up and then people are buying this stuff, then I'm just fully confused. I'm like, okay, this is the time for the channel to break down. And if it doesn't, then I don't know what to think. I'm just going to retire from trading, I guess. But we'll see. There's just magic support that's been holding all month at this area. And I think the time for that is done. Previous zones to show up, you go to the 15-minute chart. So we now have futures historic liquidity maps and we have equities historic liquidity maps. On a 15-minute chart, it will show them. We're one step away from getting the backtesting module built for you guys. Another thing is the prop scoring website will be launched on Monday for you guys for beta tests. If you're part of the Rocket Scooter community, you're allowed to join the beta test. It's gonna be really fun for you guys. I have to remember I'm trading at a now. So I withdrew, by the way, if you guys didn't get the announcement a couple days ago, after the Fed, I decided the market was going to be, remember I had a big up day that day and I decided that because the Fed has doomed the market to like more months of shit, I've decided that it's absolutely time to take a withdrawal and to partition some of the funds out. So I withdrew everything to leave 200K in the pot. And I'm up 70K since then. So I'm still up $500,000 in profits in P&L since the last reset. I wrote about in Discord. And the only reason for that is that, you know, the market's been sort of like choppy and sideways and whatever, and now I think we're doomed for a big sell-off. So with that being said, I don't, you know, the idea that the flowers day was what scared me, where I stepped away from the computer and Trump sent me down 200,000 in drawdown because I stepped away for 10 minutes. This sensitive environment is not really a good environment for a challenge like this. So anyways, so it's smart because I'm at account highs for the most part. It's smart to lock something in and move it to the side, which means if I lose this money, I can always put something back in. So net P&L, I'm up like $500,000. But yeah, I haven't had a losing day in a while, so I'm still up. Yeah. Well, liquidity, I withdrew everything but 200,000. Trying to aim for it though. I was also in a trade while I was aiming for that number. That's why it's a challenge for you, Matt. Yeah. Yeah, that is making it pretty challenging. So I need to get 800K. I need to get take this to 700 or something. I'm just, like I said, once I get to 1 million P&L, we'll just celebrate. You know, mine was 1 million target, but I'm going to get to 1 million P&L and we'll just celebrate there and then we'll keep going. Oh, last announcement. You're no longer going to see me trading prop accounts or talking about trading prop accounts. Like, you know, I usually show a screenshot of me trading props. To remove something from just all the things I'm managing, I personally am no longer trading prop accounts. I took the last payouts I could with all the firms. And then I am no longer going to be, you know, usually off screen, I'm also trading some props. I don't have capacity for it anymore. You know, I make so much money trading. Props was just for demonstration of props and marketing and stuff. In all reality, I don't need to trade prop accounts. It's my skill level, I just straight trade. So I went to the doctor and talked about my stress levels and my health levels, and he's like, you need to cut some stuff out of your diet. And I was like, well, what can we do? And we lined everything up, and I'm just trimming away fat and stuff I don't need to be doing. So managing, you know, 10 or whatever extra accounts, 9 extra accounts, and kind of worrying about that while trading this. I'm worrying about the prop scoring website. I'm worrying about whatever. Too much on my plate. So you guys aren't going to see me. I wasn't trading them on stream anyways. I just trade my real account. Ooh, we are at MHP. MHP break. Oh shit. Do I just take the profit? Lock it in. Let it fall. Let it fall. So I was just trading off screen, but showing you guys the update, and here's the P&L and here's the payout and all that. I'm completely out of it. So I support the prop space. I don't think that's a nod to say I don't support the prop space. It's just not, like, for somebody like me, it's not really a lot of money that's really worth thinking about. My suspicions were right. This market's toast. I fucking told you guys. I told you. I told you. Leave a runner. Oh shit. Okay, I got a runner of 1 then. All right. Let's let it bounce over MHP to make a decision. Let's close the whole thing out. Told you, this market's toast. All right. Market's going to help. Let's wait for MHP tap and see what happens. MHP resilience is negative, negative, negative. S&P is negative as well. Let's see what happens if it runs up to there. And I'll hit it one more time. $35,000 profit today. But yeah, so I believe the prop industry is fantastic. I love it. I support it. I think it's great for new traders. It's great for people trying to build income to trade with. It's great for people that don't have income to trade with. For somebody that's a professional trader or a multimillionaire trader, if you are trading props, you are full of shit. That's how I feel. All these people out there, look at my $1 million payout, look at my $10 million payout. These guys are all fucking losers. They don't win at trade. Losers at trading. Maybe not life, but trading. They're not trading winners. Trading winners don't stay in the prop industry. They trade their real account for more money, less payout split. Don't let them sell you on this. Oh, it's a great ROI. Nobody's going to out there, and I trade millions of dollars, but on the side, I have fun with props. You're doing that to sell props. And the only reason you will ever even touch props when you're a millionaire trader is to sell props. I'll blow the whistle on that. I did it. We all do it. But in all honesty, I don't need to do it. I don't need to be trading it. I did it for being relevant in the space. That's it. So I'm not showing people like, so what happened to your props? I cashed out of all of them. I took a $25,000 TPT payout, the final one. I took one last week. I took one final a couple days ago. And then I locked all that in. And I'm no longer trading them. I withdrew. No, I haven't had a losing day in weeks. No, I withdrew everything but 200,000. So I have not had a losing day in weeks. So I made a post on my Discord. So the idea was after the Fed decided, so this market's coming down, DD band, resistance, DD ratio less than half. This market's toast. Just like I said pre-market, like I had a pretty good read on this. I can't lie, we fucking aced it. Uh-oh, there's a problem. It's caching the historic. No, can't do that. Let me let him know. Okay. Let's see if I can't. That's kind of gonna be. Well, I don't know. I mean, that does show the past. No, it's not useful on daily chart. I'm gonna have to get rid of that. We are trading in bear zone, 100% bear zone. We open in bear zone. It hasn't even changed. Let's look at the S&P. Yeah, this market's just toast. Any pop, I'm jump right back in on this. Do I journal trades? I do not journal trades. It's important when you're a new trader. It's not really as important as you get better at trading. I'll tell you that. Give me that speech in just a little bit. Journaling is for emotional improvements. Strategy analysis is for strategy improvements. So people a lot of times journal incorrectly. So let me tell you, I believe the correct way to journal is that if you go in there and you say, you know, today I bought on the fair value gap, I got in and long the market and it went up and it turned against me and I had to stop and I lost the stop, and you're journaling that, you're absolutely wasting your time. That's a waste of your life. That's not journaling. That's called strategy analysis. And strategy analysis is a portion of what you need to improve on. But journaling is more like, I woke up late. I was in a rush. I didn't drink my coffee. I got in a fight with my spouse in the morning. I was in a bad mood. And I sat down to trade, ... then I lost money. You're not talking about what you did in the trade. You're talking about what led up to it, how you felt during it, how you felt after. Journaling is like journaling. It's kind of like, yeah, Arb is flat, man. Journaling is like a 10-year-old in their diary. What did you feel? What were your thoughts? And so journaling is about finding emotional things you need to deal with or correct. You found out, you learned some behavioral, you can make some behavioral changes. Like you found out, when I'm in a bad mood, when I don't drink my coffee, when I'm in a rush, I trade bad. And you're trying to think of the triggers, right? So journaling is all about correcting yourself emotionally, not about the strategy. You don't want to muddle the two together because you're never going to figure out what the problem is. The goal is to isolate a problem and fix it. Strategy analysis is off to the side. Whether you had a good or bad strategy, your bad emotions can fuck it up. So you want to really exclude strategy from journaling. It's your state of mind, right? And that's kind of why I say journaling needs to focus on that. And you kind of find out, like, there might be something you're always doing to make you trade bad. It's like, man, every single night that I trade, you might say like, you know, I traded overnight and I was stuck in a trade and I was up until like 2 in the morning. I got 3 hours of sleep and then I woke up not feeling refreshed. And you find out that every time you do that, the next day you tank it, then you're like, okay, well, don't do that. Let's make a change. Let's not trade at night. Let's cut off at 10 so I can go to bed or whatever. And journaling's supposed to isolate those things. And so, yes, it's extremely important. Strategy analysis, doesn't matter if your emotional state is good or bad. Strategy's not going to work if your emotions, doesn't matter if your strategy's good or bad. It's not going to work if your emotions are in check. Strategy analysis is something independent of your feelings. It's what's inside of the ... portion, which says, you know, all things being equal, I longed here. This is my stop loss. This is my R&R. And that part is just to find out if your trading strategy alone is bunk. You won't know if it's bunk if you're bunk. So it's kind of hard to do both at the same time unless you truly are unbiased in your own journaling, which means you have to analyze the strategy on its own merits and in your emotions on its own merits and do them separately. I recommend to people, because I tell you that the market's random and any trading strategy would work, is don't even do strategy analysis for a while. Don't even sit there and journal your strategy, because every strategy is going to turn out to be a failure. All strategies fail. It's you that wins at trading. It's your risk management that wins at trading. And that kind of lumps into your journaling. After you get good at like, okay, I have no emotional triggers. Okay, now let's focus on strategy. Then you're fine. Why I don't journal anymore? Because I'm the Iceman, dude. I've gone through it. When you see me trade, I'm completely cool. I can be down $200,000 and heckled to the end of the world and back by every troll in the world, and I don't budge. I'm so rigid and solid emotionally. I don't need to journal. It's kind of like, and now don't say that's like a cocky take on life. Everyone can always improve something. You can always go to therapy and learn something about yourself. But to the diminishing returns of journaling, I've hit my goals. I'm a successful trader, make millions of dollars a year doing it. I don't ever have the stock market surprise me where I feel a certain way at the end of the day where I'm beat up. So I've achieved all goals that journaling will usually achieve, which is successful trading and successful emotional management. When you get to that level, you don't really need to journal anymore, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Journaling can go the other way if you overdo stuff, you overthink things. I don't need anything really I feel like I need to correct. I'm still flawed. I'm not just saying I'm flawless. I'm still flawed, but I'm at that homeostasis, baby, where I'm working. Somebody said, did I lose 200,000? I didn't lose 200,000. I withdrew. Thought it was a challenge, not real money. How do you withdraw? No, this is real money. What? You didn't think this was you thought this was a paper account the whole time? This is cold hard cash, baby. I made an announcement after the Fed day. I'll show it to you guys. I also had a big update that day too. The 18th, which was 2 days ago. After Fed, I also made $60,000 off of the Fed day. So due to the nature of the market being all over the place, I decided to lock some profit in for the million challenge, just because it could be months of crap market still. I decided to withdraw just half of the account tomorrow. Everything up to 200K. It was more than half actually. So you'll see a balance drop, or maybe it'll clear midday while streaming. In the middle of the day, the balance just dropped. You guys saw it. I made 2 withdrawals. I made one the previous, like during the sesh, and then one at the end of the night. This guarantees the endeavor will end in profit, even if I blow hopefully some random day. Who knows, some tweet or something, whatever. It gives me plenty left to push a million. Too many single event catalysts for my liking. And in my non-challenge trading, I tend to do the same thing. I like to wind down in times like this and let the market stabilize, i.e. like COVID and other crash times, before I push really hard again. And I will push hard again after volatility stabilizes. So the account was at a high and I decided, let's lock it in. And it's called account partitioning. Typically, I trade that way with any of my accounts. I don't just leave a huge balance sitting there. I make it, usually if I double the size of the account, I'll take what I doubled out of it and put it on the side, which just basically means I've got cash reserves in case I need to pump it back in there. So if I fall under $100,000, then I can just put money back in, yeah? Yes, sir. I don't do any paper trading here, sir. And I'm no longer trading props or mentioning them on my stream either, in the context of me trading them or showing, like, remember I showed my P&Ls of all my take profits and tradeifys and all that stuff I was doing. You know, trading props is for beginner traders. It's for traders that can't fund themselves. And in the sea of influencers, it's really for this. In the sea of influencers who are out there that are selling props and paying props, they're all frauds, all of them, every single one of them, on YouTube, on Twitter, whatever, that are like, here's my payout, here's my payout, here's my payout. They're all fake. They couldn't trade to save their lives. And so I just don't want to be lumped in with them. That's the true story. All these prop firms are like calling out all these people because they're gaming the system and doing all this stuff. I just don't want to be lumped in with it anymore. I'm certainly supporting the prop industry, but I've stood by that stance the whole time. I'm a real trader. I don't need to be doing that. There's no people saying, oh, he's just a prop this, prop that. I'm no longer going to post prop payouts or even touch a prop firm, trade with, period. They're good for inexperienced traders. 100% amazing for inexperienced traders. They're fantastic for people that can't fund themselves yet to build income and learn the game. Once you're at the end, bro, once you graduate high school, you don't need to be playing the sandbox. All these influencers are doing it because they make a shit ton of money selling props. But they're fucking high school kids sitting in the sandbox. I mean, it's kind of pathetic. You build your whole, and I'm like, there's podcasts, like these are the new hot people of trading and these podcasts and shit. Like this person got 2 million in payouts. I'm like, how much did they pay in? Come on. They didn't net 2 million bucks. But the whole industry is turning into a big fucking lie. That's only part of it. Not the prop industry, the supporting industry, the sales industry. 2 million in payouts, 5 million in payouts. Bullshit. So I'm kind of like seeing the dirtiness of it. I'm stepping away from it. Isn't it how I started? No. I started trading in 2010. I got into props in 2025. Late 2024. To build my YouTube channel. For the means to an end. To build my YouTube channel. To build my prop scoring website. And to grow into a community. You know, that's what you guys like. So obviously I got to be front and center in it. So now I'm one of the bigger prop affiliates in the space, which I still support the industry. I just don't want to be known as a prop trader, period. Because people seem to be confused. Like, look, there's somebody came in chat today. Oh, I thought that was a prop account. So I got to really brand myself fully back to my roots. I've been streaming for 10 years and I was known as the real trader guy. I never touched props during COVID, during the explosion, nothing. I was real trading all day long. You mean you don't want to be featured in words of wisdom? Oh God. You couldn't pay me to go on that show. No, dude. Every single person interviewed on that show is just like, just some guy, dude. Some like, I don't know if he just is like the checkbox to be on that show. Are you a scam? Cool. Let's get you on. I don't see a lot of reputable people jump on that. I've seen a couple reputable people. There's no vetting people on that show. When I finish on YouTube, I don't stream anywhere else when I finish on YouTube. We have some folks here that stream on this channel. Neon comes on and streams. Others. So let's talk about the market today really quick. But yeah, I 100% support the prop industry. I'm just trying to like not be known as a prop trader because I never really wanted to be known as a prop trader because I'm not a prop trader. I support prop trading for newbies, for newer traders, but I personally don't need to do it. And I think it's starting to become a very dirty industry because everyone's like touting themselves as a Michael Jordan of trading because they have $1 million payout or something with some prop firm, you know, and I'm just like, I'm going to remain the guy that's trading real money. Truth be told, you thought I was just like the other guys. Right. Like Daily Trader is right. You know, it's you kind of like, okay, now we're at open with negative resilience. Should I try to make a bet that we crash through it? S&P is very far from DD band. Should I just take one more hit at it? Keep it small. Resilience is negative. Resilience is negative. I just jumped in one more two spot with S&P. I think S&P should interact with its DD band today. What do y'all think? It's a trap. That's and like yeah. So Daily Trader nailed it, right? Because it's so easy to be lumped in to what people perceive as being illegitimate and fraudulent. Like anytime you see somebody saying, "Look at me, I made 5 million in payouts or 3 million in payouts," they didn't mark $3 million of income on their taxes. This is the biggest lie in the industry. These kids probably took home, if anything, a little bit under $1 million. Best case scenario after years of doing it. You're not really making a lifestyle off of it. And the idea is it's sold that, yeah, you can be like me. You can be like me. Look how good I am at trading. Buy my course, buy my Discord. But that's not something you want to learn from either. But the whole idea is that it's easy for me to be mistaken like I'm one of those kids. So the marketing team and I were pretty much discussing, you know, it served its purpose. You know, you wanted to grow the channel, be relevant in the space. Everybody trades props. And now you're about to be one of the biggest names in the space with your prop scoring website because it's going to be a huge thing. You're going to be tied to it that way. So you're fine. You know, you're going to support your partnerships that way and support the industry that way. But you're like, you know, let's get back to the roots, because there's a lot of people that are like trying to say, you know, you're just a prop trader, you're just this and that. So I'm distinguishing myself back to my roots. So you're not going to ever see me buying another prop account for the rest of my life. Not trading another one, not opening another one, not getting another payout, nothing. It was fun while it lasted. I milked the prop industry for like $1 million in the year that I did it. Probably more. I lost count. How do your options indicators compare to spot gamma? Spot gamma is just a Greek weighted open interest heat map, if you may. The major difference is that we have a model that analyzes options trades as they happen and can filter out options trades that we believe don't belong to dealers. We have a model that filters out dealer options because we know what to look for. An example, and spot gamma has nothing like it. Nobody has anything like it. So an example is every order that comes through. If you see an order for 1,000 calls, and then you see an order for 100,000 shares, I'm just making up some number. So if some calls and some shares are purchased side by side, then you can make an assumption that those calls are tied to this. Somebody bought 1,000 shares of Apple, and a dealer had to short 1,000 shares to them, 100,000 shares, and the dealer bought 1,000 calls to hedge, right? So we look at tandem markets to make those assumptions, and then we can say, aha, those 1,000 calls are now in the dealer bucket. So you have a dealer bucket that just looks at all the different trades that we believe belong to dealers, and then we throw everything else out. And then we find the gamma exposure of just those dealer options. And it turns out to be so fantastic that it's exactly correct, because you can prove that maximum order flow due to hedging takes place in monthly hedge pressure. That's how you know our model of finding dealers is actually really good. Does that make sense? So spot gamma doesn't do any dealer model at all. Nobody does. And a lot of people try to say market maker options, this and that. They're all kind of lying to you. If you can't isolate gamma exposure into one tiny little level, God, look at that volatility there. If you can't boil gamma exposure down into maximum gamma at one level and produce high volume, you're not doing it right. If somebody presents data to you and it's like a here's a distribution of all the different places, like there's like a sort of like there's like 5 or 6 different levels, or they present it to you in like an oscillating indicator like that, they're not really have a grasp on what they're doing themselves. So there's that second short here. I'm just goofing around with this. That was a pretty clean and easy drop of like 25 points. I'll probably hold the DD band. Hey, how did I get it today, right? I nailed that over. I said that the market was completely dying out, right? Even 2 contracts, man, what a dip. At DD band resistance, proxy trade Nasdaq can bounce. Went ahead and closed out 30 on DD, which could continue to fall, but I'm okay making 37,000 on a $200,000 account. Can't argue with that. That's huge gains on that. So spot gamma is like one of the early OGs of this industry, just like we are. And they, again, they went to a pretty common direction that most tradey ticks and all these others, they do exactly the same thing. They take the open interest, they multiply it by a gamma, and then there's your gamma exposure. It's completely not the way to do it. If you can't isolate gamma exposure to a single high volume pivot, then you don't understand the math of Black-Scholes to begin with. When I first saw Black-Scholes, my immediate eureka moment, where I basically ran through the streets naked, jumping out of the bathtub, screaming eureka, was that when somebody showed me options and was like, there's an equation that prices options, I looked at it and I immediately, this is look on my face. Ready? Hold on. This is what I did when I saw it. Mathematician me. Somebody said there's an equation, because they were talking about how they used options basically they use one of my tools, trade options. And they were like, when I trade options with it, I basically can buy an option at a certain point off of your tool. Some of our pivots are buying options. And then they said, you know, and I buy them before earnings, and right at the end of earnings, I dump them so that the IV crushes. And I'm like, IV, what's that? And they explain it to me. And I was like, well, how do you know all these numbers? What is IV? Who even calculates it? He's like, oh, well, there's an equation called Black-Scholes, and it sets the price of options. And I was like, go on. And I go, well, you know, there's all these relationships and it tries to do one thing, and it tries to find at any given moment in time, it calculates the price of an option that adequately represents 50% risk to the winner or the loser. So options are constantly trying to adjust their own price so that's equal probability that you win or lose. So it balances everything out and has its pricing mechanics are based on all kind of factors. Time in the money, time out of the money. It's like all kind of stuff. And I saw this equation and I was like, I can predict volume pivots with this. And I'm like, get my papers. I gotta go. And I'm running out the door. Oh, Matt, you forgot to eat your dinner. Save it. I'll be back. Running to my computer, scribbling it up. I was like, I can predict volume pivots with this. And then I went down that rabbit hole. I said, I can turn some of these acceleration, because I mean, look, you might notice, say, hold on, let me show you something really cool. You might know that I used to teach fluid dynamics at the University of Houston, right? That was one of my teaching gigs. So it's just like, you can read all the different parts of it, but a lot of it reminded me of the Navier-Stokes equations. So I looked at it and I was like, you know, if you ever studied Navier-Stokes equation was like it's a series of equations that describe the way fluid moves in a space, basically. Like it describes how fluid moves in a space. It's a bunch of PDEs, just like Black-Scholes was. And so solving a PDE of that magnitude is you know, it's fairly well understood if you're an engineer. All you engineering folks in here probably just like, oh, he's brought up the Navier-Stokes, huh? Same shit. But the point I'm saying is that I looked at that equation. I was like, it's a bunch of PDEs, so I can just, you know, you hold the right things constant, build your relationships. I can actually use gamma, which is the rate of acceleration of hedging. Once I started diving into it, I was like, I can use this for volume. I can use these equations to find volume because I can determine where order flow will be. If things are trying to balance themselves out in real time, then there's a balancing act that takes place to create that balancing effect. So like the Black-Scholes equation is an equation that's a magnet for volume. It can show you where on the map volume can be for those balancing acts to take place. If there's an option here, then there's a place on the map where that option is neutralized and best efficiency. So then I was like, all right. So then I went and created what I created off of it. And so yeah. Is the cat line from yesterday still active as today? Jesus, no. Catalyst is only active for the day that it's active, and then and once the market ends, and then you have a brand new market open. Markets open at the most liquid spot. So a catalyst signifies maximum illiquidity and possible like irrationality. Once you open the market, or once you close the market closes at the most liquid spot and then opens at the most liquid spot as determined by market makers. So anytime the market makers gap the price or gap to a new spot based on perceived liquidity, then it sort of wipes the catalyst clean because you're now at a new liquid spot. So when we open at 9:30, we're at a brand new liquid spot. So fundamentally, catalysts no longer apply after the market closes. Check financial juice. I was right. Wait, what was I right about? Let's go, baby. Iran strikes have failed to halt its weapons production. Pentagon saying thousands of additional Marines to the Middle East. Wait, what's going on? Check financial juice in regards to the war, or the UK 10-year yield reached its highest level since 2008. Yeah, so we're starting to see recessionary level yield spikes, especially in our own 10-year notes as well, right? What's going on here? Fed Governor Wallace urges caution for analysis, rate cuts possible later in the year. Yeah, probably later in the year, maybe one. Yeah, regarding the war, you said this war is far from over. Yeah, 100%. Well, it's Iran. Like, Trump doesn't decide when the war is over, saying we're ahead of schedule. That's a bullshit thing. Yeah. The war is 100%. It's Israel and Iran, dude. They've been fighting for like 70 years. I feel like it's never ended. Like it's gonna be like, that's okay. We just killed your leaders, but hey, we'll come to peace talks tomorrow. But the war, I don't think has any more effect on the stock market's movement. Any good news from the war is now shortable. So like the dynamic now is that any wartime pop, I'm shorting it back down, just like yesterday. There's no good news that's going to come out of it. Maybe the one day we just rally and turn green and keep going would be the ceasefire. Other than that, short every pop when it comes to news. That's my goal. Simple, easy as that. Bitcoin just lost 70K. Are you kidding? Dude, I told y'all, when I told y'all how good was my analysis post Fed? Did I nail it? Did I nail it this morning? Did I nail it shorting into the morning? Did I say it? Did I say it yesterday? I tell you, I know people kind of scoff at learning fundamentals, but I tell you, it's so important to learn that stuff because you can walk in and just print if you got a good grasp on the market. You got to understand it straight. Yesterday, I was like, oh, no, this market's dead. Absolutely dead. Now, I can push it further, but I'm okay with 36K. Yeah, Trump, they're not going to be no taco in Iran, no. It's biblical fighting. Somebody said, yeah, when you start adding like religious extremism into the mix between two groups of people that do contain a fair amount of religious extremism, although the peoples in general as a whole aren't extremists, but both sides of this fight contain a fair bit of extremism on both sides, which just radicalizes people even further, and the conflict becomes more and more passionately motivated. You're no longer fighting because you believe in something political. You're fighting for your God. You think you're gonna be judged in the afterlife for your participation in this. And kids will pick up machine guns and start shooting at each other like an 8-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the parents have told them, you know, this is your destiny and this is what God wants, kind of stuff. Those wars get kind of messy. They don't really end overnight, right? So you got to be very careful believing that Trump's like, it's going ahead of schedule. That's bullshit, dude. We can be hearing about this for the next 5 years. Is there an active catalyst? Yeah, let's mark it up. Let's double check from here. Not an active catalyst here because we retraced half, but let's double check this one from here. We'll consider the open price to start of at 66.42. Yeah, so I did. The only reason I say that is because you have to gauge when you think it's going to end, and it's nowhere close to ending. Yeah. So 66.42 minus, and no disrespect on either side of this. I'm not a war-seeking person. We just have to be traders at the end of the day. Put our feelings aside and predict this fucking stock market. That's all I care about. And when you got religious people fighting against each other, there's no stopping that overnight. They fight with added bonus of my God hates your God, even though it's all the same God, you know, whatever. Such a dangerous construct that is still allowing barbarianism to live in this world. 65.75. Like I said, I think I was Buddhist in another life. We're all one, man. We're all the same. It'd be kind of funny if at the end of life we all realized we actually all were God. We're all manifestations of the same whatever spark of life that caused everything. And we all go back to the same sludgy pool of godliness, and we're all hanging out with each other in the end in this giant oozing ectoplasm of godliness, and we're all like, oh shit, we were all God the whole time? God is in all of us? Shit. Oh, sorry for firing rockets at you, man. Like, hey, well, I guess we're in the afterlife together. Pretty cool, bro. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? Right, we'll start here at about 24,520. We're going to subtract 253.25. 24,266. Catalyst active here. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, sir. Right on the edge. 266. Our risk interval right here. That's it. There's a bounce point if there is one. Boy, oh boy, do I want to long. I don't know if I want to touch this, man. Not to the long side. But the cat active is there. Kurzagask, the egg. I can't ever pronounce that word. I love that channel though. I watch that channel all the time. That's your take on God? I think that's the appropriate take on God. You know, the universe, right? You know, the universe is not a static thing. Emptiness is not nothingness, by the way. If you ever study quantum mechanics, the universe is a constantly fluctuating, bubbling sea of nothingness. Nothingness is actually a lot of somethingness. And so it's just like, if you were to look at the universe at the quantum level and the field level, it's like TV static. It's like, that's what nothingness is. So something shifted in a way that sparked everything to create. It sparked mass. It sparked the laws that created mass and things like that. So even before the universe, nothingness is not nothing. So you got to think about it. Particles sparking out of existence. There's a cool study that somebody did. You know, like essentially at any given time, the protons in your body, right, that go into the molecules, or the atoms that go in the molecules in your body, protons have a mass because the, you know, Higgs boson give them mass, right? But the thing is that at any given point in time, the mass of your atom is just an average mass. It's actually never the same. Even inside of a proton, the mass fluctuates. At any given instant in time, you can smash it apart and it's a different mass. There's different components. Like one time they were doing this study and they smashed a proton, they found a charm quark in there. The charm quark itself weighs more than the proton itself does. So the components inside of it, when they smash it, weigh more than the thing itself. Now that's the weirdest thing we've ever found out about the molecular level. So because they constantly come in and out of existence in real time. It's like a fuzzy thing inside of there. Your whole existence is this fuzzy energy that oscillates. It's always been there, right? And it just manifests itself into valence quarks, and somehow every once in a while a charm quark comes into existence and annihilates itself pretty quickly. But in that moment in time, the components of something weigh more than the whole something itself. Pretty weird, right? It just means things are constantly being created and destroyed at all times. Like you're a sea of creation inside of you. And it doesn't feel like it, but every single energy piece inside of your body is constantly built off of this create, destroy, create, destroy, create, destroy. Your whole thing. It's weird. So it's just think of the nothingness in the universe as TV static. Crazy, right? So there's something out there. That's all I gotta say. Before there was nothing, the nothing is something. So that should spark some feelings inside of some of y'all. Scientifically speaking, we've proven that the nothing is still something. So, we all scooting, baby. Anyways, all right, y'all gonna buy at the DD band? Man, I'm telling you, there is a possible bounce point here, and there's a catalyst active of 65.75. Any overshoot level from here goes to there, and then maybe to there. I personally am not going to jump in the way of longing this. My fundamental beliefs, this market's toast. You long DD, good luck, guys. It's not a bad place to long. If there's a place to long, it is from here. You see our cat active line at 266? That's right on point. Props. Yeah, if I were longing from like the low cat active line, I would take a scalp like this and be done with it. Personally, all of our resiliences are just absolutely negative. DD ratio is 27. Let's scour through the stocks, see if we can find some bouncing points here. But isn't that crazy to find out that if you smash a proton or smash an atom up, right, and you can like basically into its subatomic particles, they found out the pieces that come out of it at that moment in time weighed more than the thing itself. So basically, that your entire mass is just an average mass. We call it valence mass. So basically, it's the amount of mass remaining. So inside of your proton, there's constantly subatomic particles being formed and annihilated just inside your proton at all times. It's a fuzzy sea of energy. So there is something powering this universe, guys. It's mathematically proven. Whether it's God or a simulation or something. There's something there, so it gives you hope at the end. Something's buzzing about. We're only bound together by the rules of it, which is kind of crazy. Mass is just a rule. It's like me putting a rule inside of a program. But the reality of it is the rule is only there for observable and measurable parts of it. You can measure mass and bulk, but any given time you can't measure. Like you only perceive the rule that it's telling you to perceive, which is a constant mass. But you don't. If you were to actually have a scale that can weigh your body, your mass would fluctuate at any given moment. It's kind of cool. At any given time, though, there's only 3 quarks, even though there's millions of them forming every instant and dying. There's always 3 remaining ones. That's why there's substance there. So, any given time, there's like 3 extras. And that's fascinating. Does mass exist without gravity? Does mass exist without gravity? So gravity is what pulls things together. Mass exists without gravity because mass exists because at a lower field, like the Higgs field and Higgs boson, are give the rules for particles to have mass. With or without gravity, the mass is the same. Now, gravity does pull objects with mass towards each other. It makes, and again, there's a whole conversation we can get into there. But yeah, but the cool takeaway is that inside of you, there's this buzzing soup of energy, light, fuzz, static, call it whatever you want. It's not nothingness. So the more we stumble into it, the more it's just this complex thing that exists. So it's kind of neat to know there's something there. Weight doesn't exist without gravity. That's correct. Weight is a force. So force needs gravity is a force. So gravity exists because of mass. Right. So, right. Space tells mass how to move. Mass tells space how to bend. You really want a way to think about it. I repeat that. Space tells mass how to move. Mass tells space how to bend. So. Dynamic numbers. Yeah, what's up, Dom? What's up? What do you got? They're moving the antimatter for the first time on the road. Are they transporting some antimatter? That's pretty cool. Quick 6-second crash course on Arb. Yeah, so Arb is an indicator that looks for the potential for a stock to fill its gap. Kind of like resilience, but it also incorporates beyond the gap as well. Every stock that's inside of its gap, so we close and open, right? Stock's gap down. If a stock were to move just a little bit from the middle is considered liquid. This is considered liquid on both sides. So when a stock is in the middle of its, we call it the half gap, has potential to fill its gap. So if a stock moves just a little tiny bit, the algorithm will calculate how much further the stock needs to go to fill the gap. In that given instance, the index could be valued that much higher. You can calculate if Apple moves a point, the index should move up a certain amount of points. So Arb calculates that exact moment that all stocks simultaneously fill their gaps from whichever side of the half gap they're on. And then we do another balancing act to account for stocks that are outside of the gapping range. And then we look at, number one, we create something called the implied value of the index, which is the future value of the index, all things being equal, if gaps are filled. The second thing we look at is we look at the futures price itself against the index. If the index has the futures themselves, all things being equal, have 15 points of contango on the index, we normalize that by moving it down. So we remove the contango. So contango adjusted futures value. We try to match the futures with the index as much as possible, minus the contango. Backwardation, we normalize it. Then we look at the implied value, which says the S&P should move 20 points if all gaps are filled. If that is the case, then ARB will move up 20 points because it says futures are behind 20 points what the index could be. So it's a leading indicator. It tells you exactly how many points futures are stretched away from the thing it's tracking when you adjust for contango. Long story short, if ARB is positive 50 and the market's selling off, futures have the ability to snap up 50 points off your next pivot just to get back and track with the thing it's tracking. But the index is lowering like this and futures are like selling like this because people are dumping futures, but it's kind of like getting back on track because it's still tracking something. ARB will tell you this distance right there. Also, you can use it to determine how much overshoot you'll have at a pivot. When ARB is practically at 0, it means the stocks themselves are selling off. When ARB is at 0, you can open up just about every stock chart and will look exactly the same. Watch. Let me open up, look, NVIDIA, because the futures are tracking stocks like nothing. Apple, drop and go. Meta, drop and go. Microsoft, drop and go. AVGO, drop and go. You see what I'm saying? So if all the stocks look exactly the same and the futures look exactly the same, there's no arbitrage potential, so ARB will be at 0. So when I see this, when ARB is at 0 and market's crashing, I don't buy the dip. There's all kind of ways we can look at it. Why? Because, well, the stocks are selling off too. You see how I can make that judgment call? Chuck Norris, I heard, was in the hospital in Hawaii. He's getting old. He's hospitalized. And as much as we've immortalized Chuck Norris, the jokes are like really funny because it was like somebody said, yeah, Chuck Norris, 86 years old, whatever, has been hospitalized in Hawaii. And people were like saying stuff like, I hope the hospital's okay. like news just in, the people of Hawaii are marked safe. Like, you know, how's the hospital doing? Like, it's like, you know, you're immortalized if that's what people are saying. All the doctors are marked safe. Anyways, hope he's doing all right. Bowflex stocks are down. No, he didn't die. He was hospitalized. I think Chuck Norris doesn't die. Death Chuck Norris is. No, he's just in the hospital, unless he died last night. Wikipedia still says is. That's good. Wikipedia doesn't say was, so he's still around. You seeing reports that he died? No, no way. No way. Poor guy. Oh, sorry to hear that. Well, I didn't know. Talk more science. What do y'all want to know about? Now Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee are up in heaven sparring as it should be. He met with death and they came up with a mutual agreement. It's hard to laugh, but I bet you would appreciate the humor. They came up with a mutual agreement. I read the first chapter of Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything About the Big Bang and the Probabilities that we can have life on Earth. No, but that sounds exactly like the book I'd like to see. Can you send me that in Discord so I can go order it? I love studying like the math of causation. How things can just happen, you know? So there's another cool little thought. It's as improbable as it is for things to have happened in the near span of the infinite nature of the metaverse, which is like not the metaverse that Zuckerberg just shut down, but the real one. You have a universe of universes where you have a universe of those things and a universe of those things. Is that probabilities become reasonable on a scale like that? Something that's infinitely not likely to happen is certainly likely to happen an infinite number of times when you have infinity of infinities. So a couple of things are plausible. Number one is you're likely, your exact DNA certainly exists an infinite amount of times. So there's a version of you running around an infinite number of places out there in the world, out there in the universe of universes, which is kind of cool. There's also infinitely or like equally plausible is the fact that you aren't exactly alive right now, is that the universe just spontaneously created a clone of your existence, and at this moment in time you were just experiencing a cloned experience set of memories that aren't even yours. At the moment that passes by, it just disintegrates, so that a clone of your construct was created, and what you believe happened in your life is just you experiencing, and that it's that this isn't actually real. That's equally likely. So that your memories aren't even real. Another scalp day? Yeah, today. I don't know, man. I could probably take the DD short, and I know I keep wanting to like crash this market today. I would not be buying the dip if ARB. Y'all understand when ARB is at 0, right? There's no stretch, so it's not like the futures overshot and the stocks are bouncing. When ARB is at 0 and futures are selling off, every stock is also selling off. So you have to go there and see, do the stocks have bounce points? Well, Nvidia has MHP, that's good. Meta broke MHP, not good. Apple at MHP, that's kind of okay. Let me wait, hold on. AVGO broke MHP, not that good. Sorry, I'm wrong. Sorry. It was Apple that looked good. Nvidia's not good. So I go and I look at the stocks and I go, where can the stocks bounce? We have another leg down where Nvidia can hit pocket. So S&P is probably going to tap its cat line. So all I'm doing today is waiting for pops and continuing to short them. That's all I'm going to do for like the next week also. This was such an easy market to read, man. When that Fed came out, I know did I prepare you guys for Fed to think of this the right way when we were talking about it? Hopefully that was helpful. Days leading into Fed, I was like, Powell, they're going to come with this dog shit projection, and Powell's going to have to answer questions. How'd you guys get it wrong? He's going to backpedal. And he's going to explain why the data is worse than what it was, and the market's going to sell off from there. It seemed like so easy to read. Like, and if you learn how to do that stuff, it just takes practice. You're going to be better than the next trader. And because of that, I'm not buying this dip for this bull market. Nothing at all. There is no overshooting of the NASDAQ or the S&P. The stocks are just selling off, and they haven't hit supports yet. We're about to enter a catalyst territory. As a matter of fact, this might get very violent. I'm kind of like, should I just jump in on the short and let it go? Hopefully I prepared y'all for it. Part of trading really well is not just what do the charts say, like what's my fair value gap, what's my orb. It's really understanding the next best thing. That's why before the market opened, I'm just like, I'm just shorting this because we're gonna dump. And that was a good play, right? The Dymix I posted on 318, is it all possible? All still active? I noticed when I came back, it's still bounced from hedge pressure. It's possible because there could still be positions there. I wouldn't at all discount the fact that old hedge pressures from previous days can also bounce, but it has to do with just the symmetry of the market. There's still some residual hedging because those options don't expire for a period of time. So if like, say there's an MHP here today, because there's a billion calls there, tomorrow there will still be a billion calls there as well. Just the overall balance might have shifted, but that one particular position might still have some hedging effects at certain areas. So former hedge pressures can still act as pivots. The problem is your chart will be littered with a million pivots if you did that. It's not a coincidence that you will see that action. We just don't have any real ways to sort of like quantify that into a strategy. You will notice that previous hedge pressures will still bounce around because the options are still around. Good question. What is the catalyst you're referring to? Right, so when the market moves a certain distance in a straight run, our risk interval technique tells you that distance. I draw these pink lines. When the rule of thumb is when you are below the pink line, so the market has just fallen a certain distance, right, without retracing. When you go exactly this distance and lower, watch what happens. If we break a catalyst here, it's so predictable. Here, the market can, when I catalyze, when it means it speeds up the move. It can speed up the move very quickly. Volume will start to become very erratic and crazy underneath this pink line. Just watch it. The minute you lose it, you're gonna see disgustingly red candles. If it falls. If it falls, it's like, it's not just gentle from here. Volume will start to grow on the other side of this. It's basically you're creating margin calls and squeezing a bunch of people out. So we call it a catalyst. This basically means the market has moved to a risk interval. It's one of the CME span risk ranges that basically assumes there's full margin call, like full loss of risk, a large portion of the positions that are still there. And it creates this effect that's like a, let me think of it. It's risk acceleration. So when you pass through it, like people are forced to sell, which forces people to sell and forces people to sell. Below the pink line is just, you can write the word margin calls. It's crazy. This is a huge margin call territory. So if the S&P gets to here and starts to fall, it actually can like speed up and volatility goes wacky and it can get really crazy. So the rule of thumb is below a catalyst, we don't trade at all. We don't even try to play here because the volatility becomes so irrational. It's really hard to gauge it. Now, sometimes I'll trade off of the cat line or believe like, okay, we're not going to be in a catalyst leading into some event. The idea is that below here, shit hits the fan and we're barely an hour into the market and we're already there. So being very careful there. Market is dead. Short. Yeah, market is just dead. And I'm looking at this right now and I'm like, maybe I should just short at the DD band because I kind of was like going to hold. I did have like somewhat of a runner that I closed out here. 360, 270, man, I can just, but any pop, I'm going to still stay short on it. Nothing is looking crazy from here. I'm not trying to jump in and like I'm going to miss out, but I'm going to short every pop. Yeah. Let me get a bite of my egg. Anytime you see a trader that says they don't watch the news, you're out. Yeah, a trader's a moron. Any trader that says they don't watch the news, they're trying to sell you a trading course based on charting. What I consider lose, one strike distance below. If arbitrage or arbitrage distance. So if arbitrage is, it's 40 points, NASDAQ, or 10 points S&P, or arbitrage if arbitrage is bigger than that. So if ARB said 60, then I allow 60 points. If ARB is less than 40, I say 40. So 40, pure 40 points of overshoot. So at 20, that's your volatility range. It's one strike distance in QQQ, which is 40 points in NASDAQ. So I'm going to allow 10 points of overshoot on the S&P, 40 points of overshoot on NASDAQ. So like the point of no return is going to be 26. So underneath here, it can start to accelerate, but below here, it's certainly 100% active. So think of it as like a scale of your confidence. I'm 0% confident it's broken here. I'm 100% confident it's broken here. So if you turn your head on your side, the chart looks like this. Your confidence goes way up once you get to the edge here. This is just the noise. When you break through here, it's just gonna tank. If you're a bull, you're gonna capture sort of like, if you want to bet that this doesn't happen, not saying you should, not give me advice. But if I wanted to bet, I would build along into it and stop right there. To capture the volatility, get my cost basis below and bet that we get out of it. Have you and Brad had some good philosophical chats about religion? Not really. Not really like some deep chats, but we should. That'd be a good idea. Yeah, if the trader says they don't read the news, they're selling you a $4,000 charting course. Yeah. Like me reading the news properly 2 days before the Fed meeting, I gave you guys a speech on My Funded Futures on Monday about it. I was like, after the Fed, Jay Powell is going to be grilled on why they were wrong in December and the market's going to tank. Look at how many hundreds of thousands of dollars that was worth for me. I even have to look at a chart. If you get the fundamentals right, you're going to line yourself up with the market much better than just the charts. You're going to fundamentally understand what's going on. But it's not the fundamentals as they are. It's trying to think of the fundamentals ahead of time. Because trading, you have to see something that other people don't see before it happens. Market's like trying to bounce and trying to rally. And I'm like, but the Fed is about to drop a big bomb on us on Wednesday. Doesn't make any sense. Let me just keep shorting it, right? That one thought was somebody's yearly salary in a couple trades. And like, it becomes part of your trading diet to learn how to see ahead of the game. You're trying to speculate the best you can. If speculating is guessing, right? You're trying to guess at something. If you can guess at something that nobody can see but you got an advantage. You might be early to the trade, but ultimately you'll be right. That's the whole point of it. I ran as warning of massive overseas attacks. It's getting crazy. Yeah, when he said, it was like 2 weeks ago when he said something that we're ahead of schedule and the market moved up like 100 points in the S&P. Trump's about to talk. Oh God. Oh God. God help us all. I'm kind of scared to do anything because I'm wearing my unlucky shirt today. This is the shirt that has taken like 6-figure drawdowns and stuff. I think Rockster to go charting. I'm not really sure yet. That part we have to figure out next week. That's how I have to do it next week. Lower DDES. Yeah. We're there. I don't know if I'm going to short off of it though. I don't usually short off DD band. Do I just use Rocket Scooter Miracle? I only use Rocket Scooter, man. I don't use anything else to trade. Nothing else. Everything I need is right here. This and my intuition and my wit and my understanding of the news. Hit that like button, guys. Yes, sir. Just join. You take some partials from the 1 million challenge. Yeah. So, my trading yesterday, I think I was up like 50 something thousand yesterday. I haven't had a losing day in a couple weeks. So basically, at the account high, I took out everything and left 200,000 in. Yeah. Essentially, I was giving myself, since the day, like that one day that Trump said that crap about ahead of schedule, and just that one single move knocked me down 200K, and I had to spend a week plus making it back. It's too dangerous in this environment to do this million challenge with all that balance there. It's safer to partition the money. So basically, I took whatever I took out, and it's on the sidelines. That way, it's not susceptible to me accidentally blinking at the wrong time and losing all of it. Yeah. So I teach that in my boot camp. It's called account partitioning. You should definitely only trade with what you're willing to lose. But I was trying to like get to 1 million on the screen just to show off. But it's also not a smart environment to be doing this in. It is still pretty risky to be doing that. Yeah. So, P&L right now, I'm at about maybe 550, somewhere in there, like 550 after today. 550,000 since the last reset. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm already up 77,000 from the 200 because I made like maybe 40 yesterday. I think at the end of the day I closed out. Oh, that's right. I was 50 something by the end of the day, but I also lost some trying to short. Like when the market went up and dropped, I shorted that and tried to short again and then lost a little bit. So I think so 36 plus, I guess 40. So I think I closed yesterday at 40 because that's what 277 is. So basically 40 and 36. Yeah. I did a pretty good job making up for that loss. That was a good lesson for traders. Yeah, don't leave the computer. When Donald Trump is president, don't leave your computer for a minute without putting a stop loss in. Can't imagine how 10 minutes could change your entire life, right? So I'm still just like a little bit over halfway. Remember that 200K hit. That's a big part of it. Yeah, if I didn't lose that money, I'd be up 750. So I spent the last 2 weeks or it's almost been 2 weeks working that back. It's fucking terrible. So, but that's again, it brings you to a key point of risk management, right? You can identify the environment that you're in. It's not really straightforward and structure's been breaking, and I've been fighting this thing since December. And it has not been a clean, easy market. Had it been a bull market or a straight bear market, I would have walked to the finish line in a matter of weeks. Trading as aggressive as I was. Like if I got on a lucky streak and won 4 or 5 days in a row, I could have made it halfway there in the first week. But it's like this probability that's normally high that things happen is almost feels like a coin flip since then. It's like everything just doesn't work across the board. And you can see it in the market. The market is just this flat, choppy thing. So there's clearly like no structure, a momentum, nothing. It's kind of like Wall Street's just sitting still and then just a few people are moving every day. Because of that, it's really hard. And because of that, I should have account partitioned a long time ago. But I was like trying to show off and make it to the million very quick. But it's like, I'll go up 3, lose 1. Go up 3, lose 2. Go up 4. You know, and it's like, it's too dangerous of an environment. So it's really smart. Normally I'll double the account and take half out. This time I 5x the account, took half out. I went a little further than I should have, but I was trying to 10x to show off before I took half out. It's just not smart trading. And it's good to realize that. The only reason I stayed in was to show off. In reality, that is bending my risk rules. I should have, but my rules for the challenge were I'm going to 10x before I withdraw anything. And just after the Fed, I was at my wit's end. I'm like, dude, this market's going to get worse. And that plus the war, it's just too dangerous of an environment. Try to do this. I'm one Trump tweet away from being the laughing stock of FinTwit, right? So I'm like, I'm going to lock it in. That way, if I blow everything up, I still made profit. So nobody can say anything about it. Are you seeing that in this environment, you aren't taking more drawdown, but holding positions longer than what you previously would have to? Jim Jones, 100%. That's the adaptation of this environment. You nailed it. Yes. Because when the market is unusually volatile, you have to, my trading style is I have the money to hold through the volatility. Does that make sense? So Jim, that's not the normal style that I trade. Normally I'll get a, whenever volatility is high, I allow myself, it's the environment, right? So I can adapt in the environment. I don't normally hold through risk like I have been since December. I've just learned how to do that since then. If you see the environment that you're in, it makes a whole lot of sense, right? Most days I will take really nice defined clean stop losses, like a market like this. This makes sense, right? So this market is just, it's moving, right? You're gonna know when you're wrong very quickly, and you're gonna have invalidation points happen very quickly. But in this environment, it's not doing that, right? I mean, imagine this. In this environment, the rule has become, as long as you hold through it, you're gonna make money. See what I'm saying? Like in a choppy, volatile environment, it's smaller positions spread out wider, right? So you have to basically think of it like this. In a highly volatile environment that's choppy, it becomes, there's no trend, right? So structure's broken every other day, but the market has passed through its sort of trajectory dozens of times a week. And so I have to adjust, right, for the environment. So this environment is not my best trading, even though I'm doing pretty well. Like I said, it's not my best environment because it's a choppy environment, but I have to adapt for it. And again, you know, it's like the market is not just trending down. It's been sort of just fine. I mean, look at this on the chart. Look how crazy that is. So normally what I'm doing is taking smaller positions wider and swinging multiple pivots at once. A lot of times I'll just take the pivot and cut out. But here the volatility is just so much that you have to sort of adjust for it. More overshoots. Yeah, so the thought of is like an example is if normally I'd have a rigid 10-point stop and I would do 5 contracts for a 10-point stop. Don't think of it as the number of points you're going to lose. Think about it's the number of dollars you're going to lose. But if I have 5 contracts for a 10-point stop, it's the same thing as 1 contract for a 50-point stop. If I can identify the volatility as 50 points, I'll hold through it with a fifth of the position size. So the trick in surviving and managing this is about how you adjust for the volatility. Somebody was like, show the P&L, blah, 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 blah. Somebody said, did you blow up the account? Oh, no, I didn't hear. Hold on. I'll just show you really quick. It's still there. There's the flowers day. Nope, didn't blow up the P&L. Like, I'm still on track to be all-time highs. All right, whoever said that in chat. Nope. And does it look like I blew up everybody? Nope. So I'm almost back at all-time highs. But this is the flowers day. Boo! Boo the flowers day. Did I withdraw any balance? Yeah, I withdraw balance. Clearly, the P&L is still at almost all-time highs. So I zoomed in on the chart there so y'all can see that that's exactly it. Hey. The Flowers Day will go down in history. 100% it will go down in history. That's the biggest loss of the challenge. Sorry, when that person asked that question, I had to Photoshop a chart really quick. My bad. See, you show people a picture, they still don't like it. Where did I short from? From here? Somewhere. Larry? Oh, he's just mad that he got his ass whooped in a lawsuit. That's why he's here. Oh, he can't sell anything ever again once the truth is out about him. Oh, he's been mad for years. Did I withdraw money from the cash account? Yeah, I just showed you. That's the P&L curve. The P&L curve is still high. Yeah, I took out everything but 200,000. He sees you. Yeah. He also used to see my toddler child when he would send pictures threatening to rape him. Yeah, that's the guy. Ah, it's just some guy that got his ass whooped. Some stalker of mine used to stalk my kid. The doctors didn't pronounce Chuck Norris dead. They just stopped arguing with him. Oh, man. It's that guy. It's always that guy. It's that guy or somebody that works for that guy. It's always been that guy. There's only one guy. Darb uses a standing desk. I do have a standing desk, but I never stand. I have a standing desk in my gaming center, but I've never stood up. Darbers, why does every day you start it with profit and never trade from zero on live and share everything? All right. God, I love entertaining. YouTube never fails to fucking impress me. I love entertaining retarded questions. Let's start. Why do I start with profit? I made a trade overnight. I'm very confused as to your confusion. You might want to head over to some of the other streams. They have a lower net IQ. Chuck Norris died 20 years ago. Death just finally built up enough courage to tell him. I'm confused about your confusion. Have I ever shared a pic of your setup? Oh, let me see if I can whip one up. I do have a video of my setup. Let me see if I think it's on my Instagram. Hold on. I trade overnight. Sometimes I'll make a trade overnight. That's what happens. But I don't always stream 24/7. I kind of don't want a day job or a night job where I do that 24/7. You just gotta have to like, to answer your question, I trade overnight. There's a couple of streamers down the road that are absolute idiots, man. And they yell and scream at the camera and you'll fit in right over there. That mentality. I recommend you go over there. They sell a lot of prop accounts. Where's my... I can load up real quick. I'm just joshing you, dude. We all love each other here. Just messing with you, but that's a dumb question. If you don't get trolled by us, then we're not ice breaking you the right way. It's all love here. Let's see if I can find it. I have a video I made of my setup somewhere. I have like 25 day jobs, I feel like. I have way too many day jobs. Oh, here's my setup when I first built it out. There's a chair there now, but that's my old computer. And that's my trading setup. And then I have a gaming setup too to the left. It just wasn't built out when I made this video. I now have a laptop stand and this is all mounted in there and stuff. Let's I'll let you see. You want to see it again real quick. So that's that. And then this is a lamp in the corner. And also I didn't have the lighting rig installed either. This is just after I painted the room and hung up the acoustic dressing and got everything finally set up when I first moved into the house last December. So 65 weeks ago. And then I set up the whole rig, which has lighting and cameras and stuff. None of that was installed at that time. So I have this, like, there's right off screen, like right here, there is a pole. And then over here, there's a pole and it has mounted lighting that puts the lighting effect on the wall, which is like, there's like a kind of like a purplish, bluish, white light. And then there's this like sort of orange firelight back there. And they sort of blend in, and I have diffusers on them to create this sort of soft glow effect. First time here. Can you pretty please risk being redundant? Explain what's going on with this lower half of your screen. User, what's up, man? Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, bud. Let me answer your question. I saw it earlier. Okay, so these are tiebreaker confluence lines for certain pivots that I have. Each of these lines on my chart is a high volume pivot I can trade from. Everything down in here is confluence at that pivot. This is a sum of what the stocks are doing at the same place. This is monthly options gamma exposure maximum for NASDAQ. If NASDAQ were to get here and I said, should I short or long, I can look at what the stocks are doing. The stocks themselves are negative gamma, so NASDAQ is likely to reject that level. That makes sense? So orange is the tiebreaker for orange, blue is the tiebreaker for blue, and white is the tiebreaker for the white dashed line. So because orange is less than 0, this will say resistance. Blue is less than 0, this will say resistance. White is less than 0, this will say resistance. So it basically tells me that when you interface with those levels on the index, use the stocks as confluence as a tipping point. And the stocks gamma negative. Okay. People want a camera crew following me around 24/7. Oh, I know, man. I'll be like Big Brother over here. You're curious why withdraw for viewers, live account 1 million milestone, no need to update everyone to current balance again and again. Yeah. Yeah, risk management. Complete risk management. It's smart to partition the money safely because I could be engaged in a 30 contract trade from $600,000 and Trump can tweet something and I'm down to 400,000. Like that. It's not bad trading. Juicy, bro, it's totally okay, man. We're just trolling you, man. We're always just chill with each other here. Like people here talk so much shit to each other. It's just to be funny. We love you. You can stick around. Why do I show up with a trading balance? It means I'm trading overnight. Like, that's it. Are you timed out ascendancy? No, you're not, brother. I can see what you're saying. We love you fully, my friend. I don't want to trade until the orange dick talks. Yeah, you're just a rookie, man. That's why we got to haze the rookie. That's all. You're welcome here any other time. Please don't go to the other stream. You go to the other streams, you're gonna actually walk away being more of a moron than you ever were before. See, there I go again. I'm just being funny. We love you. Yeah, don't watch any other streams. Maybe Rips is worth watching. I give him some credit. Rips is pretty good. He's a little more shoot from the hip than I am, but he's good. I'm very like methodical. I guess this December I've been a little more shoot from the hip. I kind of been navigating off-road a little bit. For night trades, I use overnight dynamic hedge pressures, which are estimates. They're this orange line. That's basically it. Orange line, previous day's close, and I use those as my pivots overnight. When I trade overnight, it's usually when I have an opportunity. It's not always. It's going to be like when the first hour or two of the market, usually probably up in Asia sesh, but I usually finish out. But yeah. Somebody said Rips is good, but a short fuse. Oh yeah, he's an energetic brother. He definitely has energy for sure. Yeah, I usually show up with zero. I usually won't show up with zero if there was an opportunity at night. Okay, Trump is talking according to the mods. Thank you, St. Ems. Appreciate that. Never came across your stream this week. Somebody said I love it. What's up, Stash? Never had to try to prop firm before. Would you recommend for someone brand new in the space? Account type and size. Account type and size has everything to do. So by the way, just to go off of that, we built a prop scoring website that allows you to rank and answer that question yourself. It's launching on Monday, by the way. But in the middle of it being launched, I'll tell you, as a new trader, it's based on your budget. On average, a good 50K account, which is kind of like medium to small, it usually balances out pretty well, being one of the best ones. I tell people when you're brand new, My Funded Futures, 50K, any one of them will be fine as a starting point. My Funded Futures is probably one of the most well-rounded, highest ranked accounts out there on our scoring system. The reason I say that is because they have no DLL, no consistency on funded. It's pretty straightforward. There's no payout denials. It's very inexpensive price, no activation fee, yada, 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 yada. So that's probably the best place to start, is I would say My Funded Future. Or people are Lucid starting to grow. People are starting to like Lucid as well. So as far as like the best place to start, some of the other firms that are really good are harder. Like Take Profit as trailing drawdown. When you're funded, it's a little harder. Tradeify, consistency in trailing drawdown. Or sorry, consistency in DLL is a little harder. So if you want like for the best bang for your buck, for the cheapest price, for the highest probability of payout, it's My Funded or Lucid. As far as the ranking goes, My Funded ranks as the second highest prop firm on our prop scoring website so far. TPT does take the crown, even with the trailing drawdown, but the payout potential makes it to where their score is slightly higher. The TPT is ranked number 1 currently, and My Funded is ranked number 2 in the prop space. Absolutely avoid Apex at all costs. Somebody said Apex sucks. Yes. Don't fall into that trap. It's a guaranteed loss. They have every single rule. They have DLL, they have consistency, they have trailing drawdown, they have all of it. They have the highest difficulty scores of the entire prop space. That's why they're dirt cheap. It's basically like, you ever see Vegas Vacation where like Clark and Eddie were like, he lost all the money at the real casino, so they go to like the bootleg casino with like the last 400 bucks that he has. There's a game called Pick a Number. There's a guy with his hand behind his back, and Clark looks at him and goes, 7. And the guy goes 3. He goes, fuck, I lost. I feel like you're playing that game when you play Apex. Pick a hand. Yeah, pick a hand. When Eddie was like, why don't you put some of the blue stuff on the plate? Don't go short on me now. Give me some of that blue stuff at the buffet. The blue stuff. Oh, God. Yeah. DLL is daily loss limit. It's a scale limiting factor. It's the amount that you can lose before they stop you trading for the day. So an example is if daily loss limit is $1,000 and you need to make 3,000 to pass. So in one day, say that you take 1-to-1 trades, right? Let's just make up a number. You make 1-to-1 for simplicity. So either make 1,000 or lose 1,000. It's going to take you 3 days to get there with this DLL on a 1-to-1 trade. Without the DLL, because if you lose, you're done for the day. So for 3 days, it'll take you 3 days to get there on 1-to-1 if you use that as your stop loss. If the DLL was $500, it'll take you 6 days to get there. So the higher the DLL, the longer it takes you to get there per the scale, all things being equal, of your risk to reward ratio. So if you're allowed to lose the whole thing, if all of it's $3,000, then you can get there in a day with a 1-to-1 trade. Lose it all in a day, win it all in a day. The DLL limits how quickly you can grow. So, pretend that you have met your profit target. Now you're an uncapped payout account, right? And you're growing and growing and growing and growing. The most that you can make, say that you make money every day, most that you can make per day is your reward to risk ratio times the DLL is your max P&L a day. That's as fast as you can grow. So example is, say that you have $20,000 of buffer in a take profit account. Let's just pretend there's a DLL there. There's not, but let's pretend there is one. And let's pretend that it is $2,000. Let's make it easy. Let's make it $1,000 again. You can lose $1,000 and you're just done for the day. So DLL means you're done for the day. Daily loss limit, you can't trade anymore. You got to wait till the next day. And say you trade 1.5 reward to risk ratio. You can make 1.5, you'll lose 1 if you're wrong. So you can at most make $1,500 a day. So your only max case scenario is you're only gonna make $1,500 a day, or $7,500 a week. Maybe that's good enough for you. Maybe it's not, but there's other firms that don't have it. So you can set your own loss parameters and you can take more risks to make more money. DLL forces you to trade a certain amount of days, the constant R&R ratio. Does that make sense? The DLL people say is, oh man, I just can't trade for the day. But in reality, if you understand the risk model like we do, it's a scale limiter. It limits how fast you can go. If you were to have a chart of time versus P&L, then the amount of money that you make changes as you increase, if you know how to read charts, as you increase DLL. DNL 0, DNL equals MLL. So your P&L curve per time gets steeper the bigger you're allowed to lose per day. Yeah. So that the whole point of that is that it's limiting how quickly you can grow. So DLL, like you'll have some prop firm that's like, oh, we do uncapped payouts, but then there's a $500 DLL. You're not, sure, you can take it all uncapped, but man, you're growing so slow. And so there's always a balancing act in the prop space. Oh yeah, classic Eddie. Yep. Hey, Clark, you know, I know they're all old now, but man, they need to come back and do one more National Lampoon's movie. Like, there's got to be something they haven't done. They went to Vegas, they went to Wally World. They had Christmas. They went to Europe. Those are the 4. They need to do one more thing where they're all old and they have grandkids. Like Rusty and Audrey have kids now. What would they do, right? What would be the camping? Yeah, something, man. What would be a good theme to see, like a National Lampoon's movie? Road trip. They had seen, no, sorry, there's all these other ones, but the ones with Clark, there was the original Wally World. We had to go across the country to go to Wally World. They had the European trip. They had the Vegas vacation, the Christmas vacation, which by far is the best Christmas movie. I know everyone likes Home Alone, but I gotta tell you, National Lampoon's Christmas movie is the best Christmas movie. They go to space. Isn't Randy Quaid dead? I don't think so. I don't think so. Vegas is your favorite by far. Vegas was a pretty good one, yeah. Lost in Space. The Middle East vacation. Oh God, like they accident. Yeah, I can just see it right now. Eddie stumbled. Remember when they went to the in Vegas, when they went to the dam and Clark like falls out of it and stuff. They get lost. And they accidentally start a nuclear war. Cousin Eddie stumbles into the wrong place at the wrong time. All the hijinks happen. He offends the wrong people, yeah. Save the neck for me, Clark. Oh yeah, Nick Papa Giorgio. Nick Papa Giorgio. Hey, Mr. Papa Giorgio. No, they remade the original vacation with Ed Helms in it, yeah. Would I recommend starting your own small account with $2,500 and trading MES and MMQ, or go with the MyFunded Futures Lucid account? If you have $2,500 to spend, you have not traded period at all, I would recommend props first, because you're talking 50 bucks at a time, right? What it does is it limits your capital spending, right? So you're not, and again, I can give you investment advice, so just take it from a friend. It's better, I believe, as a brand new trader to just get your feet wet in props. But if you have money to trade, your ultimate goal is to do that. The problem is I don't know anything about you, and in general, I assume everybody has really bad risk management. And the one thing that happens is, while trading MES or micros, you might be doing okay with balancing. I think that's a smart ratio for that size of an account. Yes, if I had a $2,500 account, I'd be trading only a micro or two. I think that you did a good job thinking of that amount. I think that you've done your math on that, and that's a good amount to start with. The problem is, can you emotionally control losing all of that? It happens if you lose all of it, it's done. So in the prop space, you're limiting your risk to that prop account, rather than, oops, I lost $2,500 in a single day, where I went to go answer the door and someone delivered me flowers like I did. Prop space will limit you to just a fixed smaller loss if you don't trust yourself with the control. Oh, so you've traded for 5 years? Okay, so maybe you do have the experience to trade on your own. So if you've been trading for 5 years and you have that emotional control, then I think you're probably in a good space. If you trust yourself with the money, yes. I still say prop trading is like paper trading on crack. It's practice trading for cheap, and you get used to the futures market. If you've traded stocks and you've traded futures, they're going to feel very similar to each other. There's a few slightly different mechanics, but it's not really that different. If you're coming from like stock trading, it's better just to do it for a little bit, just to get the feel of how quickly stuff moves. You're trading like NASDAQ is going to have a specific feel to it. You see how S&P has this, like, you know, watch it for a minute or two. So it has like a little feel to it. Go to NASDAQ. NASDAQ's like obviously like spastic. It's a lot different. So you just got to get used to how quickly stuff moves. And if you want my personal opinion, if I had $2,500 to my name, I would spend $500 of it practicing in props, buy one $50 account or something, do it a couple times, and then, okay, I got it down, save the rest of it for real trading, and only do micros. Yeah, that was me. How to use the liquidity maps indicator, Enzo, is you have to buy it from the Rock Scooter webpage. So in my description of the video has a link to check out. Oh yeah, you're talking about the German when they went to Europe, where he was doing the dance at Oktoberfest. You got to fight with the locals. Trading has two battles, as Tessa said. Yeah, the chart and yourself. You have to conquer yourself. You have yet to conquer yourself. That's a great reason to use prop to limit your exposure. Right, like that. Exactly what it does is that you can't tilt in a prop and lose all your money. You can tilt in a prop and lose the 50 bucks you spent on it. And like when you're still battling with yourself, that's why I still kind of like support the prop industry, because I think it's perfect for people that can't control themselves. Like me, I walk to my screen, I'm like, holy shit, I'm down 200K. I don't flip out and stare at the screen like during the headlights. I know what I need to do. Close out, take a breath, analyze the situation, read the news, determine, is there a trade here still? Nope, there's not. Okay, I'm good. Right? I've been so well rehearsed at that, I've got under control. But you could be in a position where you take that loss very quickly, because futures can move much quicker than stocks. If you've been trading stocks and that's where you come from, you're used to seeing like 5% moves a day, like 5%. In futures, you might not be used to losing 70% in a single day. That's why I say props to throttle yourself. The leverage is just massive, and if you don't have the control, you need to force it on yourself with props. But if you do have the control and trust yourself, like Tessa said, conquering yourself, then maybe you feel comfortable to do it. But just remember, the risk of futures is you can lose all of what you have. You can even lose more than what you have and owe your broker money. There's situations where that can happen. So being very careful of knowing where you are to answer your own question. That's the answer to that. Explain liquidity maps, please. Yeah, so what liquidity maps are, we use options to showcase like a landscape of where options risk are. There's two major components of liquidity map. There are your hedge pressures and there's your zones. If you think of like what they are, let me zoom into what a zone is. There's a bull zone and a bear zone. Anytime a trader is to trade and buy something from the house, an example is you want to buy 100,000 shares of Apple. There's not necessarily an ask of 100,000 shares, but you put in a fat finger market order to buy 100,000 shares of Apple. You were long as a trader. On the other side of the coin, there is a trader, a market maker, who's short against you, right? You bought, you're the trader, and there's a market maker who's short. Somebody has to sell to you, so it's a bank. So if there was no seller, they sold to you, and then they bought some calls to go with it to hedge. So market maker bought calls and shorted the Apple, you bought the Apple. It's a chain. On the side of the coin, if a trader were to short Apple when there was no buyer, but a market maker were to long against that short and buy puts, then that's here. Where the bulk of the longs, when there's more, so this is a trader trading against the house, right? This is a trader trading against the house. There wasn't the other side of the trade. So when there are more longs than shorts against the house, we call it a bull zone. When there's more shorts than longs against the house, we call it a bear zone. In the middle, we call it a liquidity pocket where bulls and bears are sort of balanced. So the first part of liquidity map is understanding where we use the options market to identify where real bulls and bears are. That's part one. The other thing is those market makers that bought those calls from other market makers bought those options from other dealers. The dealers of the sold options now have exposure. They're going to delta and gamma hedge against those options they sold, and their exposure is hedge pressure. So bull zone and bear zone is an interface between where bulls and bears are, and it's liquid in the middle. Hedge pressure is where maximum order flow will be due to market makers hedging their exposed options. So together, they all create volume pivots. And when you put them all together, the two rules of thumb are hedge pressure just pushes away from it. When you get close to it, volume increases and it's unlikely to break through, more so than it is to bounce. So hedge pressure is a force that pushes away from itself. Zones are supportive pressures that stay on the same side. When you add it all up together, you get a map, which is kind of like a mountainous landscape. You can see that markets are more likely with high probabilities to bounce between certain areas just because of the structure that's there, rather than pass through it. Under ideal conditions, zones will hold 90% of the time. Today's ideal condition, oh, that is so cool. Even has it on previous days. Oh, I thought it was just on 15-minute. That's cool. I never even looked at this. Our historic goes all the way back even on 1-minute charts. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I thought that was going to be a resource hog, but this is working nice and fine. I did not even know that we had this. I thought it was only on the 15-minute chart. I told them only do 15-minute because I didn't want it to be a resource hog. But it is working hella smooth. Oh my God. Well, we're keeping it. Are you guys experiencing any lag or any problems on the 1-minute side? Well, that's also because the 1-minute chart only loads up like a week of data, which isn't too bad. If the 1-minute chart was to load up like 90 days worth of data, it might load up pretty slow. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working. It doesn't seem to be like that bad of an experience. Okay, so when you add it all up together, let me ignore some of the things you see on here, but you can see that there's a pressure, right? So an example is we are trading down in here, and you can say there's an orange line and we're in a bear zone. So look at this. We're in a bear zone, orange line. When you open and then you hit the orange line, there's just resistance pressure from it. And look at the S&P. We opened, hit the orange line, there's resistance pressure from it. You see how it looks exactly like it does on the guide? It's not guaranteed, but when all the confluence is there, this trade happens in 90% of the time. So the fact is the market usually doesn't have enough volume or news or pressure to just push over that mountain of structure that's there because of trillions of dollars of options risk and stuff. So it's very likely that when you hit that hedge pressure, it's just a rejection move. So that's why I was shorting at the open, right? Because the liquidity map tells me there's pressure off of it. So our system is like, where is your volume mountain going to be? And what's the likelihood of the direction? And this is the stocks painting the confluence of that entire picture. By the way, guys, we also should have historic resilience as well, also on the chart. Which I don't know if it just is there now because we just released it a couple of days ago. But you can see previous days' resiliences should be there as well. So maybe we'll just have the history of that starting today. About volume candles, what about it? How many days out is the calculation of MHP? It's just the current month that's expiring. So this is just today's options. Tomorrow, it'll be using the options for April. Charlie, I took out, I was at account highs close to 600,000 and I took out everything and left 200,000 in the account. Is this on your course? Yeah, we teach all of this stuff in our boot camp. Yeah. Does it have to be at the open? So these calculations are done only at the open. So you can only calculate hedge pressures and zones and all that the moment the market opens. So it literally tapped it like right at the open. So sometimes you get lucky like today, where it's just, you get it immediately. So it says DD and MHP are at the same levels during London Stock Exchange, like previous New York Stock Exchange. As soon as our stock market closes, then the equation is over. So it only applies to US session. Overnight, we have other pivots that we do for the London sesh. The 2026 will forever be known as the Great Flowers Debacle. The world's most expensive flowers. So crazy, right? Yeah, it happens. I came back and I was like, I wasn't even pissed. I was like, you fucking kidding me? Because all week I was saying the same thing. I was like, guys, don't leave your computer for a minute. Never not have a stop loss because Trump is going to tweet something when you're not looking, you're gonna blink the wrong time and lose money. And it was the perfect storm of error. Somebody said, I love this stream. Your calm, confident voice helps you stay cool when in a trade. Awesome, man. Love it. I'm sitting here, ding dong, and I'm like, oh, it's Amazon, whatever. I'll get it later. Ding dong. Why are they ringing twice? Ruff, ruff. Ruff, 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 ruff. Ruff, 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 ruff. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. I'm like, oh God, what's going on?
makers keep on falling. He's reading volume like second sight. Charts and candlesticks won't save you now. Price action just a masquerade. There's hidden data that shows you how the institutions really trade. You're trading stocks and futures all wrong, been dancing to the wrong song. While market makers pull the strings, rocket scooter taught you everything. Volume pivots, institutional flow, that's the game you need to know. You're trading stocks and futures all wrong, but now you can belong. DD merge shows and MHP breaks. Volatility runaway zones, every indicator that he makes predicts where the big money goes. Resilience leading SPX moves, white and yellow on the screen. Liquidity show all the groove where the smart money's been. You're trading stocks and futures all wrong, been dancing to the wrong song. While market makers pull the strings, rocket scooter taught you everything. Volume pivots, institutional flow, that's the game you need to know.
Do I trade backers and mini? I trade minis. Yeah. I literally said it that day too. Yeah, I probably said it that day. Yeah, so anyways, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And I'm like, oh God, what is it now? And I run downstairs and the lady's like, I open the door and she's holding flowers. They're literally like this big. And the stem goes all the way. So she's standing there holding these flowers. The stems are touching the ground. They're literally like 3.5 feet tall. They're Ecuadorian roses. It was 100 roses, massive thing. And she's like trying to hand them through me the door. Pickle's trying to get out. I'm like trying to stop Pickle with my foot. I'm like, Pickle, come on. And she's like, I'm trying to get these giant flowers to the door and Pickle's running out. I'm trying to grab him. She's like, can I get a picture of that just to show I delivered? And I'm like, all right. She's like, no, but you got to lean out so I can get the picture of the whole thing. So I'm having to open the door, get Pickle to my feet and then hold these roses. And she snapped the picture. She's like, thank you. And I walk in, I'm like texting iDoc. I'm like, you wouldn't believe what was delivered to us. Massive thing. And I went and set it up on the bar, take a photo of it, send it to her. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get back upstairs. And I walk upstairs and the NASDAQ has gone up 250 points. I'm like, whoa. And then I could see my P&L. It's like, it was like, I'm down 120, 130, 150, 180, 200. I'm like, exit. What's going on? Dude. Yeah, I mean, that was the worst. That was the biggest loss I've had in the challenge, which is the stupidest thing. I was short 20 contracts in the close. 200K picture. Who sent it? So we are in the fitness business now. So we actually are franchising a very, 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 very popular fitness brand that's not in Texas. And we're bringing it to Houston. And so we signed all the paperwork and everything and the franchise. So we're going to open like hopefully a ton of locations if this first one's very successful. And the franchisor sent it over. She sent us a bunch of gifts too. We already got a box of merch. She sent us this gigantic candle. She sent us a bunch of flowers just to celebrate the no, it's not Equinox, no. Why don't I use stops? Well, I do use stops. The door was ringing. I was getting annoyed. I was like, I'm gonna go grab the door real quick. The moral of that story is you should have used a stop when you leave your computer. Always use a stop when you're not able to pay attention to it. And I even taught that lesson that day. I was like, never leave your computer without leaving a stop. And I was just in such a hurry to run down there. I just was like, Pickle, shut up. Like, what's going on? iDoc had left for the afternoon. It was the perfect storm of everything. 90% of the time, iDoc would have been answering the door. And this lady's like, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And I'm like, oh God, what's going on? But yeah, no, 100% need to put a stop loss on it anytime you leave your computer. Never. Have I seen The Founder with Michael Keaton? I watch that movie like once every couple weeks, dude. Yeah, I never use a physical stop when trading. Usually not, no. Because I manually close out. Is it dangerous? In most environments, not really. In this environment, probably. It's probably a little bit more danger. But I'm never trading big enough for the average blast of a news move would ever crush me any more than that. Like if I'm sitting here, that original candle that moved only went up like 50 or 60 points and then it went up a couple hundred more. I'm gonna close out the first 40 anyways. So Almost never in my history of trading has the market moved beyond my control without a stop. Like you just don't see the Nasdaq just jump 1,000 points. It doesn't happen. There's structure. The markets move through structure, even in the worst case news. I've been trading long enough to trust that I don't need to have a stop loss in. I will pull the plug every time. But when you're away from your computer, it needs to be there. But you should use a stop. Like don't try to be like me. I'm like the guy that am a grandmaster that's trying to squeeze a couple extra dollars out of my trade. If I have a stop in, then I have a belief that I'm limiting my potential to reanalyze the market at that moment of stop. And so I allow myself to stop at an area rather than a point. I think it's more appropriate once you get really good at trading to like want to do that. Now, is Trump talking? What's going on? See, look, here's an example. I love when I'm talking. You see how the market has just moved 100 points? It didn't move 1,000 points. It moved 100. So while I'm sitting here, it's like, let's do it. I don't know what that is, but let's have a go at it. See, like I said, like this could be like the flower state, right? The market just jumped 100 points out of nowhere. And I don't know what's happening, but let's short on the DD band, right? You see how I'm sitting here saying like there's probably nothing. Like you see how it just didn't flow hundreds of points or whatever. And look, I waited for the opportunity and just jumped in on that short there. I don't even know what's going on, but I'm going to short every pop. Look, I can lock that in. That's $2,000 free dollars. I don't even know what's going on. The news isn't popping up, so I gotta get out of the short there. But Navy football talking. What was that? What's going on there? You see how I'm saying though? Pretend I was short and it went up just about 90 points and then sort of hit a structure point. If it's going to keep going on some big crazy news, it usually halts. So like normally if I was short, I would have saw that and just been like, I would have closed out, right? But it doesn't just throw 1,000 points. Is Trump talking and threatening to use nukes? Oh God. What's he saying? I don't know what he's saying. I'm trying to find the news, but all right, time for giveaways, guys. I've been holding off for way too long. I forgot about this. My bad. Okay, giveaways every single day like we always do. We give away the most prop accounts here than any other stream out there. We have 3 shows on this channel, 1 here, 1 in the afternoon, and 1, hold on, don't type anything yet, 1 in the evening. We have Brad and Neon, 2 of our teammates here, run the afternoon sesh, the evening sesh. God, I love those guys, man. They're so cool. They're so fun to hang out with. Very educational, very informative, very chill vibe. We do giveaways there. We do giveaways here. Did Matt withdraw Kindle? Yeah, so I posted in Discord the story. I took out everything and left 200,000. So I took all the P&L that I had and took out everything to leave 200,000 in just to partition the money out. So I didn't take a loss. I withdrew. I announced it in my Discord that night that I did it. So essentially in my and that day I made like 50 something thousand that day. I posted the P&L on Twitter. And at the end of that, the account was approaching highs again. I got kind of scared of the environment. And I just said I need to start partitioning money out because I'm one Trump. The flowers scared me, man. I'm one Trump tweet away from hundreds of thousands of dollars of loss. I'm like, it's time to be smart to lock it in. It's not the perfect environment for this 100K challenge. We need like a stable market, right? Yeah. Yeah, so on Wednesday in the afternoon, I took out a withdrawal, and then Wednesday evening, I took out another withdrawal because I made some money. I wanted to account for it as well. I wanted to start Thursday morning with 200K, which I did. And then yesterday I made 40, and today I made 40. So I've grown 80K in the last 2 days from the... My goal was to leave 200 in there and then finish off the million a second time finish the million this second round just from 200K. Yeah. Partitioning out some of the cash. It's just smart. Like, I've held in for way too long in this challenge. Normally I'll double my account and take out half. This time I 5x'd it. I wanted to go 10 to show off, but this is not the environment to do it in. It's smart risk management for sure. You know what I'm saying? I should have done it weeks ago, you know, and locked some of it in just to knock it down. But it's definitely smart risk management. The only reason I'm doing this challenge is to show off, you know, like, hey, everybody, look how good I am or whatever. It's not worth the stress. Another part of it is stressful. It's stressful managing. It's stressful losing 200K to going to get flowers and having to spend a week and a half working it back for the show. It's not stressful because of the money. It's stressful because of the show. I show up the next day, trolls, hecklers. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna start being smart. I'm not longer swinging for the fence. I'm not trying to take huge ass bets and huge ass drawdowns anymore. I'm not gonna try to lose the account, half the account a day. I'm tightening the parameters so that I can have like a more stress-free life. I went to the doctor last week. My doctor told me, we were talking about things I need to do to kind of like, you know, I'm starting to feel like overwhelmed and stressed in life, but it's because I'm doing so many millions of things at once. I need to relax and take it easy so I don't kill myself from stress, right? Stress is a killer. I'm not trying to kill myself physically. I mean that, but like my stress doesn't kill me, right? Trying to release the prop scoring website, getting Rocket Scooter on Go Charting and NinjaTrader, releasing historic liquidity maps like we just did, opening the fitness studio, opening the matcha tea shop, opening the escape room. I know I'm forgetting one thing. I always forget one thing when I go through this list. All the streaming, all the TV show, everything. It's just too much on my list. And so I cut two things. Number one is I'm going to cut out of the balance and like reduce the risk. And I'm gonna stop prop trading. So basically I took all the last payouts I could take, and I'm no longer going to be trading props. That's another thing I'm doing. I just one less thing to juggle. I mean, props are decent money, but I make so much more trading real money. Am I working on escape room? Yeah, so the paperwork is out. I'm about to sign the paperwork to make it official. Does my brain need to be busy all the time? I think so, Jim. Like I feel like I'm smart enough to know how depressing the world is, and I'm emotional enough to feel the weight of it, and I feel like if I stay busy all the time, it keeps me happy. I miss the days when I was a child and I was naive enough to not know how much I hated the world, you know? Such a terrible place these days. Staying busy keeps me happy. Makes me feel like purposeful. And it's for good reasons too, you know, like the matcha tea shop, I'm investing in somebody who I believe in, so I'm helping their dreams come true. It really means a lot to me to be able to be the person that can pull the trigger for that and watch somebody else build their own legacy out of it. It's really fulfilling. So, you know, I'm backing iDoc for her thing, and I'm backing her niece for the matcha tea shop. I'm angel investing both of those projects. And it feels so cool. As this stage of my life, it feels cool to have other people. So like when I built what I built, and I'm so excited and I love it, to go through that and to be with somebody to watch them do it, it's such a cool experience. To see them go through, you know, the excitement, the thrills, the fears, all that. And I need to take a vacation pretty damn soon. I trade on 1 minute or 5 minute. Money video. I don't use any kind of whatsoever. I don't use any kind of time scale at all. I use only pivots. So candles don't matter. I have the 1 minute up, but that's just to look at it better. I don't use any charting patterns or candle patterns at all. I use hard set levels no matter what the candle looks like. So I have it on 1 minute, but I can have it on anything really. But I'm kind of excited to be doing this, but I had to cut some things out. Some days you really outperform your personal with props though. I always outperform my personal, and this is the challenge account. I have a futures account that I trade that you guys never even see. Nobody ever sees it. I've never really made it content. You know, trust me, social media flips out when I take a $60,000 drawdown. They make videos of it. It's a bunch of broke kids there. I don't think they're ready to see if I take millions of dollars of drawdown. It's happened before. I take $1 million YOLO bets on NVIDIA calls and shit. 0 day, put 100K on 0 day options. I definitely don't televise that. The trolls would have an absolute field day, but I am a high stakes roller when it comes to the stock market. I don't show it because it's not educational. It could be, but the challenge account mirrors what I'm really trading. It's just, I'll take some much bigger bets with much bigger money. That's just my personal private life. Imagine the headlines there. Oh, Matt lost $1 million trading options on NVIDIA. What an idiot. This guy can't trade. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I always have been a person to keep like the bigger part of my investments private. I don't want people to crowd my big trades that I'm in where the real money matters. Can't announce to everybody I've got some kind of, you know, high stakes call position. People will try to copy the trade and bring awareness to it and stuff. And so I'm very private about that. So I don't, so that's also another thing that I do to add to my plate. But are the bears getting exhausted around here? No, I think that's going to continue to sell off today. I should have 10 times the viewers than I do now because of levels on the charts. Yeah, no, we're growing. We're one of the bigger future streams out there, but I don't even put any effort into marketing my YouTube channel. Trust me, most of those people out there are view botting and buying views. Bigger is relative. You can look at engagement. We're probably one of the most engaged channels there is. We get like 15,000 viewers a day, which is sizable. But we're growing naturally. Like we got our boost from growing because you know, last year I won 2 trading tournaments back to back. I won Pat Whelan's tournament, first place. I won ETF's tournament, first place. In 2024, I peaked at top 5 in the Robins, got me some stuff there. And then last year, Rocket Scooter, our whole community competed in Tradeify's Grand Cup, and we got second place. We beat every other influencer except for Rips. We were neck and neck until the end, so. No, there's like some streamers that appeared that I've never seen before last couple months. There's some dude that streams that gets 2,500 concurrent viewers that a couple months prior was getting 300 concurrent viewers. That just seems to be the nature of the game. But this is I don't care to put any effort into displaying a fake YouTube. As you see, we got the silver play button from YouTube. And we have a check mark on Rocket Scooter. We're a verified YouTube channel. You can't get either of those if you've ever bought a single bot in your life. YouTube checks, you have no idea how strict they are about it. So we have 140,000 subs is 100% legit. So, that's correct. Somebody said, what's going on with PW and MP? I don't know. There's a lawsuit between them. I don't know. I don't pay any attention to what goes on over there. But there's a lawsuit. Breach a contract or something. I don't know. I just stay in my own lane, do my own thing. Jake, did you write the "Are You Down with MHP"? Was that your song? Are you down with MHP? Yeah, you know me. That one was yours, right? Was that you, Metamorph? Oh, okay. You down with MHP? Yeah, you know me. You're down with MHP. I like that song. Trump is planning an island takeover that could put Iran under serious pressure. Was the last red candle before the small green rip a good entry point? Technically speaking, not really. This is not a good long entry point. I just, whatever that news was, I shorted it back down to 0 for another, what, 2K of profit. I believe the market's coming down, and after my short, nah, I don't know. Is it Houston slab style? Yeah. Mixed with some chopper fast rap. Was ETF. So Elite Trader Funding, our first giveaway, we're giving away Elite Trader Funding 10K challenge account. It's a free prop account, so type ETF in chat to enter. Any thesis on where we close? I'm actually surprised that it's not selling off from here. It's definitely held up, and without an event, it's hard to say. It is absolutely a coin flip, and I hate making a decision from consolidation, which is why every time we pop out of it is why I shorted it back down again. Being like it's triple witching today, anything can happen, man. You think it's going up? Dude, your guess is as good as mine. I'm actually 100% clueless. If you point a gun to my head and say, Matt, do something with your money, I'd short it with 5 contracts and then leave for 2 weeks and come back, and I know I'd make money. 5 contracts enough to absorb the chop of the size account, and in the next 2 weeks, I'm almost guaranteed we're going lower. So options IV crush till witching hour. Yeah, liquidity's right. They're not gonna boost put premium into close until the last couple hours of the day. I agree. This is an IB crush. Yeah. It's gonna be fakey for the short, probably so. Yeah, probably so. Yeah, if you didn't margin out, that's why I said 5 contracts. Like 5 could absorb a whole lot to lose $300,000. What, $20 a point times 5 is $100 a point, so that's 2,000 points. I could hold through 2,000 points of upside downness with 5 contracts. Am I going to sit out the final hour? No, the final hour I'm going to be pushing hard to short this wherever I can. Wherever I can get it, unless it sells off now. But the final hour, I'm going to be betting that into monthly expiration, this is where people are going to dump everything. Wherever we end up. All right, 5. Spinning the wheel. 4. Spinning the wheel. 3. Spinning the wheel. 2. Spinning the wheel. 1. I should join Neon stream today. I'm gonna start organizing with the boys like a collab stream every once in a while where we get together. What would be the target if it falls? That's a good question. We need to break lows. Ooh, let it go. I don't even have a target. Hold on. Let's find one. Oh, who won? My bad. Hold on. I'm so scatterbrained here. My bad. Savage Games. I like covered the screen here. Savage. Sorry about bud. I'll give you an extra like 30 seconds since I covered up your name. Savage Trades. Or sorry, Savage Games. Savage Games. Sorry. Dude, I can't even read today. Today, this is probably it today though. This area here, 65.73 now S&P. Lower lows would be 64.22 by next week. If it happens today, then it happens today. NASDAQ is... Market is daddy and you're its hoe. Let it go. Let it go. Next week, 23,000 and some change, wherever that is. 22.7. I think we go here next week. We're immediately falling to the next red line. All right, get that like button smashed really quick and sub to the channel if you haven't. 550 will open up the next giveaway. 550. You guys got 40 more likes. Go, 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 go. Market's daddy and you're its hoe. And then we'll do my fun and futures giveaway in about 5 minutes. Today's giveaways are sponsored by ETF, My Fund and Futures, TPT, and Lucid. All right. Whoops. You need that as your theme song? The Let It Go song. The market's daddy and you're its hoe. Let it go. Let it go. All right, I'm gonna clean out the list here. One more time. My Fund and Futures. Thanks again, those likes up. And sub to the channel if you guys haven't. We have prop codes with all the major partners that we have are, you know, My Fund and Futures, Tradeify, Funded Next, Elite Trader Funding, Lucid, Futures Desk, pretty much all the bigs. I know I'm missing a couple. Take Profit, Phidias. You know, we're pretty big in the prop space, and if you guys want to support the community, we have a website that we're putting out on Monday for beta tests. Pretty much everybody in Roxy will be able to use it. It's a prop site that allows you to compare prop firms based on a mathematical scoring algorithm, just like credit scores. There's a 5-point scoring system and an overall score, and it ranks them based on every metric that goes into the firm. Nothing is overlooked. And so it's a scoring algorithm with no subjectivity. You guys will be able to go in there and actually, for now, finally compare which one has the best value for the buck, or whatever your criteria is. Best time in market, best drawdown per price, best return on investment, best overall, all of it. And so they're going to be listed side by side. The beta test on Monday should have the top 10 listed in there, verified. If I were to take the next short, what price would I short when I take it at? I'd jump into a short right now. If I were to take the next short, I would be shorting from here. I'm just not doing it. If there's a pop, there's nowhere I'm going to short from up here except for higher highs. Normally in this kind of structure, you're not going to hit MHP 2 times and reject. If it's moving this far, it's probably going to keep moving because something's happening. The bigger short that I take, if it does rally, is going to be against the bear zone because I'm fundamentally bearish. So if we just pop and go to here, I'm going to wait and I'll hit this and I will short it back down to there. So this is the ideal setup today. We get some news event that pops us there. Other than that, I need to just be engaged in a play just to bet that we continue to move. And I think we might just fall in the close. I'm just not taking it because I'd rather just wait in case I get the pop to sell from the top. The prop scoring website is going to be very, 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 very cool. You want to see a little bit of it? This is the test version, but this is the test version. I'm showing you a little bit of it. So this isn't that the live version is out, but this is my old testing environment. This is what it looks like. These are also not really parameters on here. I just put some fake data in there to test the model. So you'll be able to type in your own stats over here. Type in other parameters like your stats, like how many eval attempts till you pass, how many funded attempts until you get a payout, what's your win rate, what's the R&R you like to trade. And then it'll re-rank the score based on your own trading parameters. You'll be able to see like what the overall score is in this example. And then to the right is showing you like a little graph as to like who's better at the 5 points. You have difficulty, return on investment, drawdown per price, which is the size of the account for dollar you spend. Price per time in market is the quickness for dollar you spend. Review score is the reviews. Currently we are scraping reviews from Trustpilot to be our baseline, but we're going to eventually, when we get our own reviews, that would take over as a review score. You'll be able to submit reviews, evidence of payout forfeitures, evidence of shenanigans, and we will audit everything, and everything will be part of the equation to go through. There's like an explanation of how it works down at the bottom of the site. Explaining all, dude, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever built. It's clean. How it works, it's pretty simple. And then the top rated ones will be shown at the bottom, and there's a comparison tool. The comparison currently is not here, but you'll be able to add to compare, and then it'll list firms side by side and compare them with AI. So it'll give you the pros and cons, which is based on AI. This week during the beta, I will be training the AI bot. So essentially when you do compare, it'll put them side by side, and AI will tell you which one's better, which one's worse, pros and cons. How can you put attempts for an account on there? It took me 3 trades, 2 attempts to get funded. So the idea is like, if you have an average and you want to compare, say if you say like currently you go, man, I fail 10 every time I pass, and you put that in, then this is the value of it. But you can say, man, what if I got twice as good and I failed 5 for every time I pass? Is there a firm that's better suited for when I get better at trading? You'll be able to kind of customize it based on your own rates. It's built into like the difficulty model and all that. So chat, what do y'all think so far? I gave you guys a little, and you don't have to put it in. There's defaults. Well, the score will be without it. So you can put in whatever you want to model the scores based on whatever you want to model. You guys like it? Monday, it comes out for beta test. Monday. If you're a Rocket Scooter member in our Discord, you'll get access on Monday. So it's very simple. How much will it cost? It's free. Believe it or not, this massive thing is a free service for you guys. Free. Free. I'm doing it for free. And you support the business, hopefully, by when you do shop for props. If you use the site and use the code, the goal is the income from that will fund the auditing company. How do you become a Discord member? You either pay for bootcamp or you buy the tools. Bootcamp is 20 bucks, and that's it. You want the alpha test, man? We actually were gonna pull people in for alpha. It turned out that we didn't need UI changes much on alpha. Alpha was very much back-end proprietary alpha, which is most of the changes. What is your rating for Top Step? So Monday, everything will be announced. On the beta, we'll have the top 10 prop firms programmed in plus Apex. So you guys can see the spread of the majors. And you'll get to see who ranks where in the top 10. We start the next boot camp probably in April. I want to do it end of March, but probably early April. you love it and appreciate how long hours you took to develop it. Cheers. You could thank some of the people here. A lot of folks stepped up from the community. Pete, Diego, and Farina have joined the team. They're in chat all day long. They're mods, working very, 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 very hard at it. So like people we trust, right? People we know that are going to do a good job, working tirelessly around the clock. You should see how much what work they're putting into it. It's fantastic. And we're all doing this like for you guys, right? You need a tool that sees through the marketing. So by the way, Arb is starting to pick up some steam, even though it's not moving too much. Just keep an eye on it. We need an avenue for you guys to see what's good beyond the marketing. And where the site's really going to gain some momentum, it comes down. So 49 Traders Pete, whenever you, like an example is when everybody has sales all at once, like Black Friday sale comes out, buy one, get one free, 90% off. Ooh, actually, buy one, get one free. So, hey, Farina, by the way, I never thought of this, but if there's a buy one, get one free sale on deal, we need to put a note on how to handle that on the deal side. I don't think we have an accommodation for it. Let me put something in up about that. Just remind myself. The overall cost shouldn't change. I think by a okay, I'll tell you guys about it. Hold on. I put a note for myself for that. I just thought of that. But yeah, like if a firm, some firm is like we're doing 80% off, some firm is like we're doing 40% off, some firms like buy one get one free. Which is the better deal? Which one gives you the best ROI? And you can put them side by side and compare everybody's sales at one given time. That's going to be the goal of that. So everybody else, like an example, a couple months ago or last month, Apex launched all these new products. And every single prop, like I'm gonna tell you, I'm completely blowing the whistle on it. They flew out here and took me to dinner to try to program me to say, we need your help to blast out this 2.0. We need your help. We need your help. They spent all this money. They offered me free trips to do it. We're gonna take you to New York. Come with us. Come be with us. We want to hang out with you. They're conditioning me to sing their praises. And I know that for a fact because when they launched their new shit, everyone out there was like, oh, it's the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever. Best thing ever. They all got the treatment too. I didn't. I'm still neutral. I look at just the data. And everybody was selling it. Prop scoring for those accounts came out so mid, it's funny. So mid, it's funny. It is, of the Big 10, it is the worst ranked end of the day drawdown account. Hands down. Hands down. There's no arguing it. There's DLL and consistency unfunded. There's no way they rank even close to my funded futures, to Lucid, even TPT. Absolutely in the trash bin. But every influencer's like, oh, this is so good. It's the best thing ever. All these things are great. These things are great. Now you will see with a free service that you're being marketed to by a bunch of paid marketers on YouTube, on Twitter, on whatever. So the idea becomes now you can see through the marketing. It's just math, no marketing, and you'll be able to see. So if like Lucid comes out with some new plans, we'll be able to say, hey, are they better or worse than the old ones? That becomes very important, I think, from the perspective of a customer. You don't have a neutral, unbiased shopping tool. All you have is just people selling you who pays them the most money. And it's kind of unfair as a shopper because you don't know what's good. And so we basically built this thing to help y'all do it. And we try to build the company so that it's a free service for you. Just like everything else we do. We try to make it free or as cheap as possible. And hopefully, and if you guys want to support the effort, use the Rocket Shooter code. If you guys are using someone else's trading code to buy affiliate accounts, just use our code. And that supports, that's exactly where I'm putting that money. Everyone else can go buy, you know, private jets and mansions and trips and shit and Rolexes with the money. I'm taking that money and building a service for you guys. I'm basically giving you guys cash back on your prop spending because I'm taking that and investing right back into you. It's going to pay people's salaries and then build tools for you guys to use. So I'm not trying to build myself as an affiliate to make money to live a lifestyle. Our haters are going to keep adding up. Yeah, probably. So it really means a lot. You guys support us. Okay. Yeah, and the goal was to make it free. Like it takes a huge amount of physical effort. So obviously we need to pay employees for their time. And so you guys are supporting essentially the salary of the work that they're putting in. So they're committed to doing this right. All right, let's go. Okay, ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Other codes offer free evals when passing, free win at payout. Yeah, we're gonna have a loyalty program and everything too. Trust me, we'll have all the standard stuff. When we're fully launched, yeah, we're gonna do giveaways and stuff for committed. We have a loyalty program as well. The purple line on S&P is a catalyst line. Talk about it again. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The speed of chat once I count it down. Get it in. Market vision, Moises, Steven, who is it gonna be? Woo! Look at that. Right between vision and ascendancy, you guys, and Moises, y'all. Woo! So close. So close. Stephen Lee. Stephen Lee, the tough, smart lawyer. Well, that's a Houston thing. Attorney Steve Lee. Wasn't he the tough, smart lawyer, or is he the Texas Hammer? I forget which one. Boot camp next month. Next month. Okay, we'll do one more before I get out of here. We got 2 more giveaways to do, so hang tight. At 11:30. Oh, 11:30 Central, so 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central. But then after that, Neon comes on and he streams, so. Am I done trading for the day? Not really, no. I'll still be able to find some plays. There looks like they're just doing a little bit of theta crush, IB crush, kind of in the air, end of the day here. Called the long boy Empires. Good luck, bro. I see you there. I'll probably still make some trades. Like I say, ideally, I'd like to smash an end of the day short. I really would. From here, I don't think from here, but. This little equilibrium that we were at, this bear zone top, which is really the liquidity pocket bear zone top for monthly maps. This is all big resistance for the bigger bear market. If we somehow make our way up there, I'm shorting the crap out of it. When's the trading competition are holding? On infinite hiatus at this moment. I don't have time to chase it down. At first, our first sponsor that we were trying to get was like on board and they're like, yeah, we'll do whatever you guys want. We pitched it to them. They're like, yeah, it's a go. But then they started wanting to like modify too much of it to make it like a free entry, which how are you gonna do prizes with a free entry? I don't understand. So they were like, is there any way you can do it where it's kind of free? And we're like, no, you still gotta pay for it. And then their concern was like, will this interrupt sales? Like if in the normal course of doing business, it's kind of like if you're a coffee shop, which I get, right? And you're a coffee shop, but somehow we're coming in with like a brand new tea product for a short period of time. They're like, we'll interrupt coffee sales. And I'm like, I get it, but it doesn't. we proved that it didn't, but it comes down to we're gonna have to probably find a new sponsor. So we're trying to host this really big, it's basically a competitive trading league, like an esports league. And Ash and myself, we created it and we pitched it to my funded to see if they would back it. And they were like absolutely on point with it. But they want us to change some things before we go through with it. And then prop scoring stuff took all my priorities. So I don't even have any time to chase it down. And so we put it on hold for a minute to decide, are we going to do it with my funded or find a new sponsor? How much Tradeify made during their contest? Yeah, I know how much they made in their contest, which is a lot. And I'm sure Tradeify would love to host this if I did it, which is the next option. Define it, because I want a prop firm to host it. I already have a guaranteed host, but I want to find like one of the bigs, you know, to back it. But they were on board until management was basically like, we don't know if we want to have that be the focus for the long, because it's a league, so it requires like a long commitment. It's not just here's a 1 week tournament, it's like here's a multi-month league. And so it is a big change for a prop firm to want to sort of like focus on that, because it's a huge change in the business model, you know. And I completely respect needing more information to ensure that it doesn't harm the business for the shareholders, right? It does make sense. It's not, it'll definitely make them some money, but does it dynamically change the course of the company's, you know, desired mode of operation? It does make a lot of sense. If I was CEO and somebody wanted to say, hey, let's turn Rocket Scooter into this like esports thing, it's like, yeah, but that's kind of not what we do. You know what I mean? So we'll have to figure something out. The goal would be that it would almost brand you as that. And it does make sense, right? You wouldn't want to have your company focus become that. Because it shifts dynamically what you spend all your energy in, right? What we posed was a bigger thing than just a competition. It was a multi-month league. And I 100% agree with, it needs a lot more executive level management and choice making and design. I'm 100% sure somebody will pick it up though. I feel like it's kind of like, I feel like we wrote a movie and we're shopping it around Hollywood, right? It's a really, really, really cool program, and whoever picks it up is gonna make a ton of money. Doesn't NinjaTrader do it? NinjaTrader is an option to run it, but NinjaTrader wouldn't likely not sponsor it. I can 100% create it myself in NinjaTrader. I've already got the guarantee that they'll do that. I was talking to them about it early on. So NinjaTrader is my backup to sponsor it myself, but then I got to go raise the money from selling you guys subscriptions, and I have to build an infrastructure to collect entry fees and stuff, build its own website, and then deliver prizes that way. And I'd have to build a whole thing around it instead of just piggybacking off of something that's already done. Like a prop firm would already have all that infrastructure there. But technically speaking, I can do it through NinjaTrader if I wanted to build it myself. But that is a whole separate company. That's like a lot to do. Is there a time counter Rock Scooter for the next bar? And can you make one, please? RS is the best. My trading hero, coffee in the cone. Let's go. A time counter on the next bar. Like, explain what you mean. Like a time, like in the candle, it has some kind of counter that says 20 seconds, 21 seconds. I don't understand what you mean by that. The next giveaway, guys, is going to be Lucid account. I'm sorry, TBT. TBT. Take Profit, next one. Our sponsors are Take Profit today, My Funded Futures, ETF, and Lucid. Currently, right now, My Funded Futures is doing a $97 extension on this plan, $97 for the Rapid. It's 38% off. It's one of the bigger sales they've done because it's normally $157. It applies to both new and existing users, which is great. Rapid's one of the best accounts out there. One of the quickest past 2 days to pass. And then what, like 1 day to pay out, right? Something like that. 50, you see, it's 2 days to pass the eval, so super quick. I think it's the fastest path to payout right now of all the accounts. Funded Next currently is running a deal with their Bolt plan. It's buy one, get one. After you pass and get a payout, you can apply for another one. There's some confusion. Some people had some confusion on the flyer. They call it buy one, get one, but it doesn't really say buy one, get one what. What it actually means is if you buy one, pass it, get a payout, you get a free eval at the end of it. So that's how their flyer is. You have to read the print at the bottom of it. Take profits, an awesome 40% off going on there. Plus the activation fee is no activation fee there and 100% initial test refund. When you go fund it with Take Profit, make sure you pay with your credit. Use our code, you get a credit to no activation. And then of course, when you get your payout, they refund the amount you paying for the test account. That's going on Lucid, which is like a brand new affiliate of ours or partner of ours, is one of y'all's newest favorites. Lucid is growing like wildfire and they got 40% off going there. We'll do a Lucid account giveaway in just a little bit as well. I have met my nemesis. You will save us. You will save us. Love the song. Who can save us? Get us out of this market and back to bull running. The market needs to sell off a year, dude. I'm convinced that we're selling off for like quarters. We need to come across to switch it from bearish to bullish. It's going to take at least next quarter. We need quarterly earnings to look good. And I don't think they're going to look good because quarterly earnings this time around were too good to be true. And it's whether they're going to grow or not. So I think we got another quarter. Next earnings season will be what turns the market around. Yeah, at minimum. The Wall Street's pretty much done with this. With GDP growth rate slowing and inflation still high and jolts coming down, but people are still not, you know, unemployment's not coming down. It's borderline recessionary. And you're starting to see effects of people just kind of like bracing for the storm. It's not just like this is a month sell-off anymore. This is fundamental. This could be like 2022. Mild recession, like recession-ish. Not there yet, but it's possible. Wall Street's certainly like prepping for it though. I don't think we're gonna get like a week or two from now. We're gonna pop out. We might get some technical plays, like market just overshoots and then recovers in 2 or 3 days. But breaking out highs, I don't think we break highs till the end of the year, if that. Seems a lot similar to December to October 22. Yeah, Evan's right. Like it feels just like that. You only see Lucid at 30%. Valid through April 1st, 40% off any eval, limit 5 per trader. We already bought 5 with the coupon, then you can probably only get it at lesser percentage off. So your first 5 is 40%. Look at that crazy escape room thing today. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Can you come in here, please, for a minute? Yes. Hello. Do I need to wear anything today for this thing?
I mean, don't go naked.
Okay, okay. Is it cold outside or no? Did you water the grass? Well, I'll be done. I'll water the grass again. And then
I watered the grass.
Okay. You gotta water it like 3 times. Okay. So thank you for watering. So I'll water the grass before we leave. And then we go. I need to wear shorts and like workout shoes. Okay. Tony B, having your own meetings.
Yeah.
Are y'all talking about the coffee stuff? Hold on. Mute this. figure it out later. No, spin it again.
Margaret sideways, candles lying to me. Wicks up, wicks down, nothing where it should be. No trend, no flow, just a violent sway. Fake breaks galore, every move delayed. It goes, they flicker then fade. Stops getting hunted like it's bounty based. Charts look loud, but they don't say much. This ain't a sprint, it's a patience clutch. If it doesn't align, I let it be. No trade's better than disbelief.
Mr. Official.
Job city, nowhere to I don't force moves, I don't feel pity. I wait for rocket scooters, clarity in Chop City. The real moves hiding.
Yeah, by the way, Crimson Desert's water effect is nowhere close to being as cool as Crimson Desert's. By the way, congratulations, Mr. Official. One more, I'll tell you guys how to claim your prize. Somebody's actually posting it. Guys, I saw this earlier. Look at this. I thought that the water effects were... I got in, like, I literally just looked at it for a little bit. The water effects, look how bad they are. Right here. Like, it just looks so bad. Like, rushed. Red Dead, yeah, they're did I say something else? Sorry, comparing Crimson to Red Dead. I mean, look at the difference here, right? I think it's still going to be a good game, but man, I'm going to tell you, the water was like kind of jokingly bad. Look at the difference here. Like, this looks like a game from like 20 years ago, and this looks like a game from today. But anyways, I played all but like I said, I got in and played like 5 minutes to try to set the graphics setting. I didn't get far into it. Oil still going crazy the last 10 minutes? Let's take a look. I should just leave oil there permanently. War-related stuff? Probably. That's not too bad. What's going on last couple of minutes? Oil just rallying a little bit. The war is escalating, right? Trump is shaking things up a little bit. All right, got one more Lucid. Let's go. Okay, guys, don't forget to sub to the channel. Hit the like button. Let's get those likes up to 650 if we can. Everybody smash, smash, smash. 40 more to go, and I'll spin the wheel. You have approximately 14 minutes to get there. Y'all enjoy these free accounts. It actually feels a lot nicer to not be juggling prop accounts on top of this. Like my own personal trading, it can take center stage. Was a yeah. I'm down. I am down. I am down. I don't want lunch right now. I'm good. But like later, after we get back. Five more likes. 5 more to go. We did it! Okay, time to spin the wheel. Just in time, just in time, just in time. Yoinked. Yoinked it from Jake. All right, so the winners of you, the 4 of you, the way that you claim your prize is you're going to go to my Discord. So I didn't tell y'all that earlier. Hopefully you're still here. Go to Discord. You will go to the contest channel in my Discord. The link in the description below this video will get you to the Discord. So go to Discord, go to the contest channel, talk to an admin named Slacks, send him a screenshot of your YouTube ID, and he'll hook you up with your accounts. Make sure you have accounts already with these prop firms. Make it quicker to sign up and onboard. And thank you for your continual support for our community. Of course, using our code. The more time you use our code, the more giveaways we have to give away. When we come back after My Funded TV today, because I have a segment on My Funded TV in 20 minutes, please everybody come hang out there. Support us there. We'd like that. We do a giveaway there, and we come back here. We do a giveaway in the afternoon with Neon, and Brad does giveaways at night. Somebody says, Matt, you have 16 years of watching reports and price action. Anybody can be sharp, but it takes time in the market. It does. It levels the playing field once you realize the time and market factor. That's 100% like where your wisdom comes from as a trader. Understanding just how and feeling out how the market just moves in response to things. Years and years of doing this, you will get that feeling, that instinctual feeling that comes with it. I'm gonna take a DD band play. God, I like my fingers like, my body's like, just push the button, man. Just push it. Just push it, man. Nah. Nah. Hot take, AI is humanity's cancer and data centers are Mother Nature's cancer. It's hard to say what's going to happen in the AI world. What if we just create a sub-reality and then it creates a sub-reality and that's just one part of the chain? The ultimate inevitability is that an intelligent being creates its own universe with its own sentience in it. Which therefore, we're not base reality. We're just somebody else's creation. Oh, that's a hot take. Wait, somebody said, I'm stepping away from prop firms before firms begin requiring influencers to publish pay-ins and payouts for each firm. Have you considered getting ahead of the curve and sharing that now? Are firms requiring people to do that? I don't even know. I don't really trade props. Like, that's the thing, Tess. My goal with props was to build the YouTube channel and support our partners, and that's it. The only time I ever traded a prop on screen was when I was helping Brett get Tradeify launched. So I traded Tradeify on screen for the journey to go to live, and that's it. The other thing I want to do was actually trade to go live in each account just to get familiar with the industry. I'm not really a person that publishes. I don't even publish like 90% of my payouts. I don't even publish. I kind of don't I don't want to be labeled as a prop trader. It's marketing is like, you know, the idea was we need to be part of the prop industry because we're going to be a big face inside of it. But I need to be the real trader inside of that. My whole motivation is to take one thing off my plate. It's not even really to do anything like that. It's one less stressful thing on my plate. I don't trade props on screen anyways. So it's not even a thing that you guys are going to see a difference of. I'm just no longer trading props in general. It's not like I'm trading props and not showing it. I'm just not trading props because it's not as much money as my real endeavors in life. To be fully transparent, prop trading was good money, but it doesn't, dude, trading, like, it take me 2 weeks to make in prop trading what I can make in a day real trading. That's the real reason. There's no reason for it. It served its purpose to blow up the YouTube channel and get us the engagement we needed, and to have me familiar with props enough to teach about props and have a prop website. But other than that, I'm starting to get lumped in. Marketing is starting to notice I'm getting lumped in as like, oh, he's just another prop influencer, blah, blah, blah. And I always was like the person that was known to not be doing that. Right. I didn't know that they're requiring influencers to publish their pay-ins. That's good that they're doing. That's really good that they're doing that. I agree. It's called a bar counter on Ninja. It counts down from the bar to close. For example, 1 minute time frame. There's a clock that counts down from 60 seconds. Oh, a clock on the candle. Okay. There's a lot of things with the native trading view that we can't modify, so that'd be hard to do that. But that'd be a good idea though. I don't know if you can. Oh, so Charlie said for the first person who wanted a bar counter, you can already do that. Just right click on the price levels on the right side and click countdown to close. Wait, click on the price levels on the right side. Okay. Countdown to bar close. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's cool. There it is. Oh, I'll leave that on. I like that. Okay, let's leave it there. Thanks for telling me that. I didn't know that. Oh, you said it's coming. They're not requiring it yet. I would say that, in all honesty, I think there seems to be a trend where like people are getting thrown under the bus by props. I think as just a temporary thing for props to save face and kind of compete with each other because they're all kind of doing it. I think it's just a trend for now. I don't think they're going to require that unless somebody requires them to require that. Because I'm going to tell you, imagine that you're selling a product that's a good product, but like 98% of your salesmen are frauds. Are you going to require them to all out themselves? Like, I think from a CEO standpoint, they're going to have to take the lesser of two evils. Because sure, they can put all their influencers on blast, but then every influencer is a terrible fucking trader and nobody's going to buy their products. So you want to ask my opinion, I don't think they're ever going to do that unless the government requires them to do that. And you know, when the government requires them to do that, like regulation steps in, they're going to can everybody who's doing that and just keep the good traders. That way it markets them well. Which, if that's what's happening, then some of these prop firms are getting ahead of that by kicking out their shitty influencer traders. That way who's left is just a good trader. So that's kind of a weird conversation because it's very possible. I just can't assume that a prop firm is gonna, I think the prop firms are going to turn their head and, you know, make an example out of one or two people to make it seem like they're looking. But how can you put 95% of your salesmen on blast when they're all scams? That's my thought. Does that make sense? Like, if they really do what you're saying, I think that it's coming. Yeah, I think it's possible that it's coming. But it wouldn't be at their hand. They wouldn't self-elect to demonstrate that this entire time they were allowing frauds to sell their own products. You know what I mean? That would invalidate every business out there overnight. The entire industry would get a sour, you know, you get a sour taste in your mouth for every prop firm out there. They just decided, yep, we're going to put everyone on blast and cancel lists. And people say, yeah, but why didn't you do this due diligence ahead of time? I bought your product for years because of this person. Now you're telling me they're a scam. Why didn't you trust them up front? It'd be the government need to push, like the FTC would need to push for that. Oh, I got to go to My Funded TV. Yeah, like regulation pushes for that. And they say from here on out, we'll show the records from here on out. And then from here on out, the prop traders are going to stop trying to game the system. I think that that's probably what would happen. The government would kick in, yeah. All right, guys, see that link that Kevin is posting? Everybody click that link right now. I'm live on that channel right now. I'll be there for My Funded TV. We'll see you guys there. We're doing a little giveaway. Thanks for joining in and supporting me there. I love you. Great show today, guys. $38,800 on the quest to $1 million.
Ask like, what camera should I get? What microphone do you guys use? And I would ask, you know, Myth and Husk about that. So pretty awesome to be able to hang out and stream with you today. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hopefully we get to meet in the future, and we'll all have lunch together or something. So.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Well, thank you guys for having us today.